Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin47. On the desk with me are casters and analysts, Universe and Floki. How are you guys doing? Starting with you, Floki.
Doing just fine. Excited for Force 1 versus Velocity. The last time I saw Force 1, they did manage to beat Enigma. There was no reverse sweep. So these guys, once they get the momentum going, you can't stop them.
True that. I mean, Velocity Gaming yesterday had a little bit of an upset against Global Esports. It was the El Clasico that we do know it as. And yeah, today it is time for them to go ahead and, challenge the likes of Force 1 Esports. And again, maybe try and fight against Global Esports in the grand finals. But yeah, this match is going to be the decider for it all. Who exactly is going to be facing Global Esports in the grand finals of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. And I can't wait to see what is going to happen. Universe, I want your thoughts on this matchup.
This is gonna be, kind of a redemption match for Force One because they've so many times they've come up till this very point, and they've had to settle for third or fourth just because of the fact that Velocity and Global have dominated the scene for so very long, and now this could be their chance to just go up ahead and try to do something different and maybe topple over a giant like Velocity Gaming, and if they do that, then I mean, it's not just them who are going to be happy. It's going to come as a surprise to a lot of people in the gaming community because that would be unexpected. And honestly, all the Force One fans who are supporting these players are going to be very happy with them because this not just gives them a chance to win out Gauntlet against Global Esports, which could be possible because of the recent run of form, which has been absolutely brilliant. These guys definitely have what it takes to win this one. But if Velocity, if they can, pick up on their mistakes, what they did yesterday, and just come back with a whole new form of confidence, then I think this is definitely going to be a very difficult match for both sides.
Yeah, it surely is going to be because Velocity Gaming, they also are going to be feeling it a little bit more. And Force 1 Esports, well, for them, things are going pretty damn good, especially in the lower brackets. And they've also got rid of two of the Titans that were sort of about to make their way into this particular position that Force 1 is right now. But Force 1, they beat them all. They've proved themselves, and now they're here facing off against Velocity Gaming. Let's head on over towards the MVP standings and take a look at what exactly are the players that are going to be at the top 4 of that MVP standing. And we see a lot of such a
boy.
Excali was third the previous time. Now he's at the 4th position. Ghost has chimed right in into 3rd. MW1, who was at the 1st position yesterday, is going to be dropped down to the 2nd position. And SK Rossi is going to take that 1st spot. 474 kills, 362 deaths, and 90 assists. Let's look at that ACS as well, 292. I did talk about this yesterday, right? Where Aggressive also made up this rivalry between MW1 and SK Rossi, and both of them were just trying to put up as much numbers as possible to just go ahead and get that first spot on the MVP standings. So, Floki, what are your thoughts on the MVP standings?
I mean, pretty straightforward. Global Esports sitting right at the top, Velocity following. just a little bit behind. And then unfortunately, Enigma in third place, even though they can't proceed any further in this tournament, coasted, get himself that third standing, and so did Excali. But yeah, with that out of the way, I mean, these standings are quite representative of, what, the standings overall in terms of team placements look like as well. I'm pretty sure after yesterday's win by Global Esports, pretty sure every single team over here, or at least all our viewers, will also be considering that Global is definitely on the top spot right now. Velocity, like you mentioned, they were upset a little bit yesterday by Global Esports, and somewhere or the other, that has to be in the back of their mind. We have seen sometimes teams, take that defeat from the upper bracket a bit too harsh, and then they get stuck in that same mentality like they did in their previous match where they lost, and they're still sort of trying to get over it, and it shows in their play. Like they may not feel as confident, they may not be going for as many aggressive plays. And yeah, if Velocity can't reset from that, then Force One can power through them, because Force One is a team that exploits weaknesses like those very, very well. And because these guys have been on a roll since the lower bracket has started, I mean, these guys have the momentum in their favor, because these guys have been feeling confident. They've beaten every single team. Velocity, they just come here fresh off of a loss, so they're not going to be feeling too good about their mental state. And I hope that they're able to recover that by the end of game one. Otherwise, Force One could just take this away.
Completely agree to you on that as well. Let's get on over towards the brackets now and take a look at what exactly is happening over there. If you guys missed out on the brackets yesterday, don't worry. We've got the brackets right in front of your screens right now, and you guys are about to witness this match between Velocity Gaming and Force One Esports. And the winner of this match goes ahead and takes on Global Esports in the grand finals. Yunus, what are your thoughts on the brackets, and how exactly do you think are the brackets going? Because we know for a fact that we sort of expected different teams to be, making their way in towards the grand finals. And yeah, interestingly, a lot has changed. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, you would expect Global Esports to be among one of those teams you would want to see in the final. You would expect Velocity Gaming to be one of the teams you want to see in the final. Force One, they had a pretty, they've had an up and down journey in the group stages at least, and before that as well in different competitions that they've played. But right here, right now, this is all that matters for them. They've got the momentum that they need. They've pushed on through, just like Floki said. They've got that amazing run from the beginning of the lower bracket all the way towards the end, after being dropped by Enigma and then coming back to beat them, giving them a taste of their own medicine in the most dominant fashion yesterday, which I was lucky enough to cast as well. I mean, what a game that was. And today, I mean, if Velocity Gaming have watched even a bit of what Force One did yesterday, they should know what exactly they need to do, because if we see again a Haven being dropped into the mix, or if we see Ascent being dropped into at this point, Force One is just so good with everything. I think Velocity should stick to their strengths, try to make it as much favorable for themselves as possible, especially in the map pool, because that's where it helps them a lot. Because I saw Force One play Haven about 3 times in the lower brackets, and every single time they played Haven, they have shown one of the most dominant performances and they won it over. So I really hope Velocity have an idea about how they're going to approach this map pool, because that itself could make or break their entire run to the grand final.
With that, let's take a look at the team intro now coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming and see what their roster looks like to face off against the side of Team Force One Esports. Well, their team spotlight is going to be coming up right about now, and there you have it. Marzil, Vibhor, Amaterasu, Hellfighter, Right to Ace, and MW1 as well. So, Floki, hope you did catch the match between Global Esports and Velocity Gaming, and you might have seen their performance yesterday. Of course, I mean, how can you miss it, right? It's the El Clasico. So, what did you think about Velocity Gaming's performance on both of those maps there, and how exactly do you think are they gonna go up against the side of Force One today?
I feel like what happened was that Global Esports were able to read what Velocity were doing in a way, and they kind of figured out the way that they like to play. So towards the end, there they could really get inside Velocity's head and challenge some of their strengths and that they had built up over the course of the season. And I feel like being in that spot where out of nowhere, when you're just at the apex of the tournament, to have everything that you've practiced sort of fall apart at the last moment and have it being read by the enemy team, it can be hard to get accustomed to and hard to adjust your play style after that. So I think for now, Velocity Gaming, they should just stick to what they're good at. Like Universe mentioned earlier, if they just continue trying to play to their strengths and plug the holes that Global Esports sort of exploited yesterday, I think they'll have a good chance of winning this best of 3 and taking it to the grand finals to get a rematch against them. But I feel like in order for them to be able to do that, they sort of need to get out of that mental rut, like I mentioned. I mean, after losing like that to Global, it's pretty easy to get into a negative state of mind.
That's true, and I feel like that Velocity Gaming, if they can just reset themselves and get back into the action, their default sort of a mindset, well, maybe they are going to be able to take on against the side of Force One Esports. They absolutely just have to reset themselves. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a problem because Force One Esports, they themselves are going to be ready to take on the Titans like Velocity, and we have been noticing this as well coming out from the side of Force One Esports. We'll talk about it much more in detail when their team intro comes up. But now let's head on over towards the player spotlight brought to you by AMD, Ryzen, Radeon from the side of Velocity Gaming and see which player from their team is going to be on the light today. And it is going to be none other than Vibhor, the Sentinel for the side of Velocity Gaming. Just look at that. Just look at that number, man.
Oh, yeah.
270 kills on a goddamn Killjoy. It's insane. It's mind-boggling. And Universe, I want you to take us through Vibhor and how exactly his journey has been throughout the gauntlet.
I mean, he's been one of the most consistent players for the side of Velocity, and you can see that on his you can see that evident on his stats as well. He's got 270 kills, 206 death. That's a very positive KD. And on top of that, this guy is, he's a sentinel. He plays the role of a sentinel, and we've seen him play Cypher, we've seen him play Killjoy. Sometimes he shifts over to that controller role as well. We've seen him play Omen a couple of times as well. And this guy is so good. And no matter what he does, he and Helif, keep shifting their positions, and they're like this tag team duo. And there's always, they have each other's backs, and that's the best thing about Vibhor. He has such a good understanding of the game. He has such a good vision as to what is going to happen, how he reads the opponent, coming into whether it's on the side or it's on the other side, and how exactly he needs to set up. And on top of everything, the guy is just a great aimer. His aim is up to the mark, right up there among the top players, and clearly that's exactly why he is one of the key members of Velocity. And today, if he's going to be able to put up his performances just like he's done previously, then Velocity should be cruising pretty easily.
I mean, we have seen Vibhor and his Sentinel plays, right? He's not, that active as someone like Lightning Fast, but at the same time, we know for a fact that Vibhor can hold on to his side pretty darn well, and the way he holds it as well makes him unique. Like, he has got some interesting setups, unlike any other out there in the country. And we all love and respect Vibhor for the amazing Sentinel work that he does as well. So let's hope that he is going to be able to keep up that performance against the likes of Force One Esports. And let's see if he can challenge RVK in that Sentinel game. So let's head on over towards the team intro now for the side of Force One Esports. And we're going to be talking a little bit more in detail about them, as to how exactly they've been performing recently. And Floki, I want your thoughts on Force One Esports' recent performance, because we know for a fact that these guys have been doing their homework, and their homework has nothing been, sort of less than A plus.
Yeah, they've certainly done all their homework. They've read the opponents. They've understood how the enemy teams like to play, and they've certainly managed to, just sort of get a grip on how, just how to adjust their playstyle accordingly. I mean, once those guys they get a read of how the enemy team likes to play, they're just unstoppable, right? That's what happens against Enigma as well. They knew that they needed to sort of recoup and recover from the initial loss in the group stages against them, where they just got reverse swept. I think even in the back of their minds, they knew as well it was just them losing confidence in the final hour. And up until that point, everything by them had been pretty flawless. So for Force One, it's been more about polishing their mentality rather than just focusing on their play style or trying to develop their strats. It's just been about making sure that mental aspect is top notch, because this is this is the biggest pitfall for new teams, right? You come up with promising young players, you have amazing staff ragging power, you got the stable guy, you've always got all these different characters and different roles that complement each other perfectly. But when the time comes, when things start going south, can you hold your own mentally? Can you just reset yourself? Can you actually take it one round at a time and make sure you're able to close out that game? Because many times people get stuck in the bigger picture. They're like, oh, just one more round, guys, just one more round, just one more round. And then they lose one buy round, and then they lose the second buy round, and then they lose the third buy round. That's what Force One needed to fix, and I think they've done that.
They definitely have. Like Force One Esports, the way they have been approaching their games as well, recently has been nothing but the best. And I feel as if Force One Esports, if they can just keep on pushing themselves to their extreme limits, at least for this match, they can just beat Velocity Gaming here today, and they definitely are going to be making history. And in the grand finals tomorrow, we're going to be seeing Force One Esports versus Global Esports as well. But let's hope that that happens, because we really want to see these young bloods make their way into the grand finals and prove themselves once again in the grand stage of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. But let's head on over towards the player spotlight now, brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon for the side of Force One Esports. And I want to see which player is going to be the one to be on the spotlight
Wow.
today. And yeah, you noticed that the tiny little chuckle from me, right? I
Yeah.
mean, like Scargod, man, he is an insane player. I want Universe's thoughts directly, because I have a lot of emotion for the guy.
Okay, so I have watched this guy from the beginning of this tournament, and the way he plays, that role shifting between Astra and Omen, okay, making sure that he's the controller, that he's like the strict controller of the team, and it's not just about controlling the gameplay of the team or the opponent, trying to control them as well. It's about the way this guy frags out. His headshots, I mean, famously known as Scar Peak, I mean, he's got a name for himself. He's got that hashtag for himself, and he clearly is one of the best players there is on the side of Force One. And this guy, he can make sure that he can even clutch out. He's got 1vx clutches to his name. He's got a lot of different, even entry frags. He's got that initial frag to, and especially in Haven. Every time he's playing that C position, he's playing defending C side, he will make sure that he does not hide. He will peek you and he will find your head. Whether it is in a dry peek, whether he's flashed, or it's through a smoke that he himself has put up. I mean, like we saw the other day, Assassin, we have no idea how many kills he's got through the smoke in this season. It's just so many, and clearly Scar God is one of the he's one of the pivotal members of Force One, and today if he's going to be performing just like he did against Godlike, then yeah, it's going to be pretty good, because that first map I remember in just 17 rounds what they played, he put up 25 kills, I presume, and my
Wow.
God, he was on the roll that day.
Yeah, he definitely is, and I feel like that all of this just builds up a great storyline as well for the side of Force One Esports, right? Them falling down, but then again rising themselves back and coming back into action. The way they have been approaching their games, the way they have been learning and constantly adapting themselves based off on the opponent side, it all is beautiful. And Scar God, of course, we know that specific peak that you were talking about, right? It's called the Scar Peak as well, and the way he has been bringing it into action is just quite magnificent. Let's hope that Scar God is going to be able to put up the exact same performance once again, and let's hope that he is going to lead the team to victory today against the side of Velocity Gaming. We wish Scar God and the entirety of Force One Esports best of luck for their match against Velocity Gaming. But with that, we are done with the team intros and the player spotlights. Enough talking about the team, enough talking about the players. Let's talk about the maps now, because we're going to be heading on over towards the map veto. We're going to see where exactly the battle is going to happen today. And map number 1 is going to be Bind. And then we're going to be heading on over towards Breeze, and the decider is going to be Haven. Floki, quite interesting, isn't it? I want your thoughts on this.
Absolutely. I mean, Bind is one of those original maps that Force One have been playing for I think like months and months now. So yeah, these guys definitely have that in their back pocket. And if you notice, they're actually starting on an attack on both sides, on Breeze as well as Bind. So this is sort of the way Force One like to play. Force One generally are a bit more aggressive team. They're the ones who like to set the tempo. They're the ones who like to take the initiative and do things. And I feel like as a result, I mean, this is about as good as it gets for them. I think maybe Bind is going to be a little bit hard playing that offensive side compared to all of these other maps, but Breeze should be fairly straightforward. You pick up your Vipers, you pick up your secondary Astras or your secondary Brimstones, whatever controllers you like. Pick up an Initiator like a Sky or a Sova. Just pick a side and get going, because yeah, Breeze is one of those maps where you can just sort of commit to one side and go in. Bind, on the other hand, is a little bit more topsy-turvy. You have to be a little bit more careful as to how you approach this. We've seen a couple of times that people like to fake, double fake, even triple fake a lot. So yeah, Bind can really go down to the wire. But I want to know if if universe, like, if you think that it's actually going to go to the third map, because I feel that it's unlikely that it does go to the third map. I mean, if Velocity is sort of able to regain the tempo, they should be able to shut down Force One, but I'm not too sure about it.
I mean, we have seen Velocity on Bind, and Velocity are pretty damn good on Bind. Velocity, I mean, they've made Breeze their home map at this point. I mean, facing off Velocity on Breeze is definitely not going to be a breeze. It's going to be a huge, huge hurricane that's coming your way. And it's absolutely lovely the way Velocity Gaming have turned Breeze into their home ground. And any team who's going to be facing them over there should be wary of the things that they pull out, because it's completely unexpected. But focusing on the map that we have at hand right now, which is going to be Bind, Velocity have this very interesting way they play Bind. They always leave one player on towards one side so that he can cause some havoc, while the rest of the players, it's first about the field. Velocity go along with the field, they try to move around the players to see where they get the first peak, and then when they have a plan in hand where they want to go, they are going to shift around their players. They're going to move towards a certain side wherever it is going to be Amaterasu calling them as the IGL. And they're going to leave one player. They're going to leave just one player, be it either Marzel, MW1, whoever's playing on the server today. They're going to leave that player on the other side to cause havoc, while also on a lurking flank as well. While the rest of Velocity are trying to execute the other side. And even on defense, they've got that double controller, double initiator, and single duelist setup, which, without a sentinel, they have proven to be successful pretty much every single time they've played that. So, I mean, if they pick up this map, I think Breeze should go in their favor and Velocity Gaming should have no problem. But if Force One somehow pull this one back, because clearly they look like they've got a game plan, choosing Bind against the likes of Velocity, which is definitely not an easy thing at all. If Force One somehow force their way out of this, then a map 3 will definitely be seen.
So, I want your predictions, guys. Starting with you, Floki. What do you think of the outcome about the match? Is it going to be a 2-0? Is it going to be a 2-1? What do you think? Who exactly is going to be taking the win away here?
Let's spice things up. 2-1 Force One.
2-1 Force One Esports. Floki has always been the guy who loves to, throw in a little bit of a masala into the match. So, yeah, he definitely is going to go ahead and give the prediction of 2-1 in favor of Force One Esports. Universe, what about you?
Hey, I'm gonna have to stick with the team that I've seen win for quite a bit of time. I'm gonna stick with Velocity, and I think it might go either 2-1 or 2-0, but I'm still gonna predict a Velocity win nonetheless.
Okay.
Well, I predicted 2-1, but I'm not gonna choose a side here because I already let both of them do it. So I'm predicting a 2-1, but interestingly, I believe so that Force One definitely have got some ace up their sleeves to go ahead and take on the Titans like Velocity Gaming. So let's see what exactly is going to happen in the match as well. The casters for the day are going to be Universe and Floki. We are going to go ahead and take a short break and be right back with you guys on the casters desk with both of these guys. We're going to walk you through the map veto once again in the agent selection and directly into the match. So with that, you guys were watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We could be right back after the message from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear, the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. My name is Fluky. Join me for this one is going to be Universe. This is the lower bracket finals between Velocity Gaming and Force One Esports. Only one is going to proceed towards to facing Global Esports in that grand finals. I was going to say to the upper bracket, but it's the grand finals directly after this. So there's no real bracket after this. It's just the lower bracket finals followed by whoever wins going up against Global. Is it going to be Velocity? Is it going to be Force One? Well, that's what we're here to find out, Universe. You said it's going to be Velocity taking this. I think you said 2-1 or 2-0.
Either one. I'm just going with the Velocity win because kind of love the team.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with Force One because I've seen that lower bracket Cinderella story so many times where, a team goes down to the low bracket early on in the tournament and then they win their first match and then they win their second and the third and then the momentum is just, entirely in their court. So I feel like this is the final hurdle that stands in their way between them as well as that grand finals. But I think we are ready for the agent selection streets. Let's jump in and see what agents they're picking up. On the side of Velocity, interesting setup here. They have gone for the double controller setup with the Viper and the Brimstone, as well as Amaterasu playing that safe, not a single flash. Okay, no, wait, you have right to ace. Never mind, what am I saying? There you go, that's the Sky.
Yeah.
Flashes. But yeah, they are running a single duelist comp and a double controller instead, which is interesting. Usually it's the other way around, but hey, it looks like we might be seeing a double initiator lineup on the other side for Force One.
Yeah, I mean on Bind, that's pretty much the meta. You have that double initiator and double controller setup that comes in, but looks like they're going for the double duelist. And the one thing about Force One, that combination of Rafa and Knight Rider who play that double duelist setup is actually so very good, just because of the way they execute their strategies. They always have this one thing about themselves when they play the double duelist setup, is that there's one guy on the team always does the menace with the team, which is usually Rafa, and the other guy, which is Knight Rider.
What?
Okay, he just juked us completely. Okay, so they're going for what usually is done by the side of Velocity. Velocity usually go for a double controller, double controller, double initiator, and a single duelist setup. And this time, Amaterasu has actually picked up Sage, which I did not expect, because I usually thought, Amaterasu goes for the Brimstone over here and right to ace and, it's right to ace and Vibhor or Helif who go with a combination of trying to mix things up and see if they can have some sort of double initiator thing going on. But it looks like they've got some game plan for today and they're doing something different. And Amaterasu, whatever his plan is going to be while using that Sage on Bind, I hope it works out for them, Floki, because Velocity Gaming, they definitely they're going to be seeing an unexpected Force One side now, because Force One are usually with that double delay setup, but today it's only going to be Rafa leading the charge with that raise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting to see a single duelist composition. Knight Rider playing the Brimstone is very, very novel. I've never seen this before. And I think this might be something that they have been saving for now. Well, let's see how it works out. For the time being, we're going to have RVK proceeding up towards A main while Amaterasu gets that op courtesy of the Viper wall. He'll be holding on to that position for now, making sure that he can get that resurrection up and running as quickly as possible to have it have impact by the second buy round. But Amaterasu is going to get revealed by that recon dart. They know where one of the players are, but he's still holding on to the wall, not using it just yet, trying to get maximum value out of it. Spots out one, and now the wall is going to go up towards Hooker, the Hellfighter, with the Frenzy. Going to be holding this close angle, trying to pick off anyone that is going to try to come through, but Amaterasu still holding on to that wall, not really popping it just yet. 60 seconds down, and Hellfighter is a little weak. 74 HP to his name. One headshot with the classic could kill him.
Definitely could. And look at that, Amaterasu holding onto that wall. He knows exactly that it was a fake, and here comes the Force one side towards A. They've got a fake that they tried to sell, but Velocity Gaming's forces have already come over here. Rafa gets the kill anyway, though. Vibhor goes down, unfortunately, as MW1 trying to make things happen with that Ghost is not able to get something done. No kills for him yet, but he's down low. But Amaterasu, on the other hand, is going to get to U-Hall. MW1 has right to attack on. Now we can last man standing. Is he going to be able to? No, he will not. And Velocity Gaming already impressing. I mean, they lost the first kill, but immediately with those two kills that Amaterasu got towards U-Hall was all they needed, clearly, as MW1 and right to is immediately added on to that. And a pistol round that looked like very well executed from the side of Velocity Gaming.
Yeah, a big whiff coming out from the two players towards Lamps there. Amaterasu was in a clear 1v2, but somehow managed to just best them both. And it seems that Velocity are going to be, as a result, upgrading to Spectres and Heavy Shields for now. Whereas on the side of First One, they are buying up. I see a Marshal in the hands of Knight Rider. I see a Sheriff in the hands of RVK. Frenzy plus Light Shields in the hands of Rafa. So they want to try and bring the momentum back right here, right now. No waiting around. That's exactly what they're going to try to do. That Sky Flash, well, it is going to give them some information, but Shivi is not going to be able to do much with that. Right to Ace walks away with that free orb.
He will, and oh, look at this, MW1. Oh, he hears this. Oh, this could be paramount. MW1 creeping on ahead, might just get a couple of kills for himself. I mean, it is an eco round for the side of Force One, and there it is. MW1, okay, he doesn't get actually. It's going to be Vibhor to get that first kill, but MW1 finishes off the remaining two players over there. And RVK and his teammate are towards B long. He gets tagged down, Knight Rider, down to 12 HP.
Remaining.
Not used to seeing him on that Brimstone. That's why I kind of lost his name over there. And now, Amaterasu charging on, wants that kill, but he's actually going to get headshot straight with that Marshal. Oh no, Amaterasu. I don't think he expected that at all, as Helaf is going to be clearing it out in the second round for Velocity with two weapons dropped, but not too much damage done.
Oh yeah, absolutely, an opportunity over here for the side of Velocity to continue just building their cash and economy up and, carry a lot of Spectres forward into the next round. And that's exactly what they're doing. MW1 going to stick to his, so is Hellfighter and Vibhor. But on the other hand, the bit of an awkward buy that they made in the last round means that Rafa doesn't really have a rifle in his hands to sort of entry frag with. And as a result, he has only a Spectre to work with. Knight Rider and RVK are going to be working with Light Shield, but they're going to make a very fast play. Vibhor actually goes forward, gives up his life, but it's a setup for MW1. Direction. The classic though comes out, deals a lot of damage over to RVK. The 3v2 situation created by MW1's heroics thanks to a big laid down by Vibhor. Shivi looking to pop his heal for the time being, and gonna be able to get Shivi up back to a decent amount of HP, but they still have the Viper to contend with, and it's not going to be an easy push by any means. They need to sort of find that first initial pick-off, and that Sage Wall is just going to make sure that they get to play super defensive for a while.
Absolutely. Shivi able to pick up that orb, brings him closer to using those Seekers. And now, Force One, they've got two players alive, both the initiators are alive. They have what it takes to get information to play this, and there it is. It's going to be right to waste to pick up a little bit of information for himself and his team, as they know that the Sova is towards a shot. Shivi broken down the wall. Amaterasu knows that he's right there, not going to peek him. They're going to let them come to the side because there's just 30 seconds left, and they would allow them to get the plan. They don't have a problem with this Velocity Gaming for sure. They're going to hold them off until the very last second until they push them and get this kill. RVK is going to be running in, and there comes the force from Amaterasu. He takes down Shivi, the supporting player completely gone, and now he's going to be using a teleport to go all the way towards B, where on the other side, Helef He is with that Viper towards
10
Hookah,
seconds
and he
left.
might just catch him off guard. He just needs to run in. There it is. The plan going down inside Tube so that he does not get shot by any direction. And now RVK, 100 HP to his name, has got the potential, but just one kill to his name. It's going to be Velocity gaming to put up round number 3, and the bonus round going in their favor as well, as they look pretty confident and comfortable at this point, Floki, don't they?
Toxins going up.
They do. Velocity just looking absolutely stellar. Shivy attempted to try and spray transfer there, but was unsuccessful. Sorry, not Shivy. That's REK. My bad.
Yeah.
They're trying to connect that spray transfer, but in the end, it's a 1v3 situation. There's only so much he could have done there. But yeah, it seems that Force 1 finding it a little bit hard to get that momentum going early on, as Amaterasu and his squad just proving to be a little bit too cerebral, a little bit too good to deal with. And already 4 rounds in, Amaterasu has his ultimate at the ready, and that's the benefit of having the Sage and picking up the AWP this early on. Now, for the next buy round, you're probably going to have an extra body. This is just a free round over for the side of Velocity, but okay, Rafa lines up 2 players and takes them out. What the hell did I just witness?
I've got your train.
That can be good, Rafa. Okay, he gets another through the smoke, and it's going to be Rafa to open up the A side all by himself as he's going towards heaven, and he wants more. But the 2 players who are towards B, right to Ace and Amaterasu, are just going to be sticking here because they know that there is no use moving towards that A side. There is a push coming in from Force 1 though. Oh boy, they're going for the hunt over here. And Rafa wants these kills. He is probably looking for that ace if he can get one to try to crumble the confidence of Velocity over here. And he's trying to go for it. Amaterasu, right to ace, right across the corners over here. There's going to be one. You know, it's actually going to go to Velocity. Both the kills go down. And now Force 1. I don't think they want to drop any more weapons over here, but they're still going for this hunt. Amaterasu still doing work. He's getting another one. Scargod goes down, and Amaterasu knows that Knight Rider's on the side. He's looking in the right direction, and he's not going to get that kill though. Force 1 somehow get that last kill, but they've dropped 3 weapons in you know, triumph of getting those last 2 kills, and I don't think that was a good decision. I mean, going for the hunt, yeah, fair enough, but still, I mean, the economy is not in their favor, is it?
I mean, it's actually just fine because it was not every single player from the side of Force 1 bought last round. It was just Rafa who did all the work for his team with that Vandal and those heavy shields. So, yeah, I guess that hunt actually ended up working out for them. That was a good play by Force 1 to maybe, you know, just try and keep pushing the advantage, knowing the fact that they are gonna have the money in the next round because they only bought on Rafa. Hellfighter gonna drop that snake, but try and delay the push a little bit. And now Shivy tries his luck through the wall there. MW1 will get in the corner, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get checked courtesy of that Viper wall. They are going to know that this Viper wall allows people to just cross over to the other side without a lot of consequences. That Recon Bolt going to be instantly destroyed. Some information given over that there is one player playing up towards B main, but wonder if that's enough for this one to act on. Now, you have the showstopper at the ready on Rafa. You could just pretty much play on the back of something like Owl or... yeah, the wolf there, but Vibhor looks like he is just going to be smoking this area off, mollying it off, and holding for the time being. Interesting. Not backing off just yet.
Yeah, he wants to take that fight. He's confident about it because Amaterasu is holding on towards long for him, and right to us is coming here to the support, as so is MW1 as well. You can see the rotations over here, and they're reading it right over here, Velocity. They don't expect a fake over here, and here comes the force of Rafa with the showstopper, completely blended off thanks to the Seekers, and right to us is going to help his team not lose out any more lives. And they are in this smoke. Rafa charging in. This is going to be very, very cheeky from the side of Velocity. They're going out the smoke and they're going to get the kills. It's going to be right to West. He gets so many. Hell and Amaterasu add on, as the last man standing is going to be Scargod in a 2v1. And he has the aim to do it. He has to jump out. He has no time. And right to Ace, the master of the victory of this round, is going to get a 3k for himself. And my word, Velocity, that was such a brave play, but it worked out in the end.
Great stuff by Velocity, I must say. I mean, they displayed exemplary patience there. How many teams we know would have just gone directly out of that smoke, peeked before the spike plant came through, and just thrown away their lives? No, they waited, and they waited until all the defenders were in position, and only then did they peak. They were more than happy just having the showstopper whiff and, you know, just being able to hold on inside those smokes thanks to those brimstone. and waiting for the longest time. Well, it does mean that Amaterasu is going to be relegated over to the judge, but he's not going to be too unhappy about that. He's just going to play this close angle, and Rafa is going to try to clear him out with the help of those paint shells, or he's feeling a little bit frisky. Maybe just satchel up to the wall and try and take him out. Maybe.
Ooh, there was a slight little crack Amaterasu could get a peek of Rafa from. But you know what the thing about the paint shells is, even if he tries to clear him out, he cannot push in to get Amaterasu's kill because of the wall.
Yeah.
So that's why he's holding on to it for a little while longer, as the rest of his team are converging towards his position towards Hookah. And as soon as his wall goes down, they're going to have to face a barrage of bullets coming in from the judge of Amaterasu. Are they going to be able to stop it? Are they going to be able to hold him off is the question, because there's so many ultimates. Amaterasu still gets one. He's trying to get another, but he's done the work that he required to do. MW1 and Hell have to come in and help him out. And it's going to be Vibhor to add on. Velocity Gaming looking completely unstoppable at this point. Every single player chiming in to get that kill that they need to. And my word, I mean, one player goes down, Knight Rider, 1v3 still. There's got people coming in from every single direction. He spots out one, MW1 down low as well, but it's going to be right to Ace, who's on the side waiting to kill Knight Rider off. And Velocity Gaming, impressive stuff from them. The way these guys support each other, you know, Hell and MW1, they knew exactly when to teleport. As soon as Amaterasu got one kill and he knew that there's two other players over there, those two guys teleported from A and they were there to support their teammate. Even after he died, they made sure that he got the 2 kills and brought it down to a 4v1, which went down to 3v1. But it's okay because they got that round and that's all they needed.
Oh yeah, great stuff here by Velocity once again. I mean, Amaterasu, he was in a situation where most people would have just died, but he went forward. He went charging in with the judge, got one kill, and delayed the push, and that's all he needed to do. He was completely screwed in that position. There was a Brimstone ult in front, a paint shell to contend with towards the back, and once again, Amaterasu was going to find that opening pick.
Wow.
I mean, this man with the judge just giving us more and more reasons to nerf that weapon.
Judge meta from Amaterasu this time?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
IGL picking up an interesting weapon.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't really expect to see that, but hey, you know, Amaterasu just showing us why the judge can be a broken weapon at times if you know how to use it, if you hold the angles correctly. And yeah, a 5v4 situation, Velocity are not going to make a single play across the map. They don't need to. They're just going to hold their crossfires, be patient, and play for information instead of playing for picks.
Absolutely. There's just one play over here going on towards A shot where MW1 and Hellef are getting a push coming over here. Vibhor spotted out towards B long where he's got Amaterasu for his support. Oh boy, that judge could be in favor again. Although it is an eco, Amaterasu wants those kills and look at him. He's just running around with that shotgun and getting so many kills. MW1 comes on the flank so quick and he's gonna get that kill. Hellef to add on. And it looks like every single member of Velocity are just making things work. Escarga, the last man left again alive, is gonna come to the TP and give up his life to MW1, who gets a second kill for this round. And it's gonna be 6-1 in the first half already. They've sealed this half off to get at least a bare minimum of 6-6, but it looks like they might just be getting more and more over your Floki. Maybe an 8-4 or a 9-3 half for Velocity Gaming at this, if they keep continuing their form like this.
I mean, this is starting to look a little bit ugly here for the side of Force 1. I mean, they've had 2 buy rounds, they've flopped both of them. This is going to be the 3rd buy round where they actually get to try and contest Velocity. And yeah, this rate, if they lose this one, then Velocity are going to be super comfortable going into the attacking half. And perhaps they sort of need that, maybe, because they only really have one duelist, and they have like a plethora of controllers and initiators and a sentinel to work with. So maybe just them getting these rounds of defense are perhaps a little bit necessary. Although I do second guess myself because I don't think that it's that hopeless given the fact that they have a Sky. They are able to go into a site and flash each other out. For the time being though, Force 1 is going to be playing outside A, no presence shown towards B or Hookah. Because their play is so
I've got your
defensive,
trail.
they are not really going to be making any moves. But now RVK is going to be able to spot out Amaterasu. Can they find the kill? No, Diving somehow, time and time again. Takes out Scargon, and once again, Force 1 finds themselves in a 3v5. Knight Rider tries to peek, but it's still too late. Chivy, wait, he actually found Vibhor. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was actually a Knight Rider dying there. So 3v4 situation now, but Hellfighter. Oh my god, just spams it through the wall, then takes out Chivy.
Okay, Hellef. Alright, that was a beautiful kill from Hellef. MW1 trying to cause damage. That flash is going to help him to do so. Knight Rider to trade back, and now again in a 1v3 situation. which can be made 1v4 if Amaterasu chooses to go for that revive. I mean, I don't think he's going to, because they know that they've got enough players to deal with him. And here, Knight Rider spotted out as well, 150 HP. He can pull out a clutch, but all three players of Velocity are healthy and Hale as well. No time either, and there it is, the judge. Amaterasu is just going crazy. I just want to have a look at how many kills, because I think he's the one leading the charge right now on the server. I think he's up to 10, 11 maybe, with that judge. And Loki, honestly, I am loving it. I honestly love when these pro players bring out these unconventional weapons. You know, when I saw, the earliest stage of this was in the very beginning of the Gauntlet, where I saw Team Tempest plays against Global Esports, and they put up 9 rounds against them. And that itself was quite impressive, you know, with these judges. And Amaterasu clearly feels the same way today, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, that judge is doing wonders for the side of Velocity. And once again, he's literally bought the judge. He gave over the rifle to someone else. He's like, nah, I'm going to stick with this weapon. I like it too much. Well, Right to Ace is going to be the one opening things up this time. Vibhor's going to chime in. Right to Ace once again gets another kill. They just shut down this B main aggression completely. And now it's all down to Shivy, as well as his good old buddy Scargod. There's no one else for them to play with here. MW1 is even going to take out Scargod, so it's just Shivy now. He only has a sheriff. There's not much he can do.
Amaterasu on the prowl again. LF is gonna be making sure that Shivy is not there in that corner behind that box as he's coming on for the prowl. Shivy gives a beautiful sheriff shot, and now Amaterasu knows exactly where he is. He's gonna be walking behind him as Shivy picks up that Vandal. He has an idea that somebody's coming from the flank. He hears MW1 jumping in. He gets a headshot, one tap, but it's gonna be Amaterasu swinging in from the corner, and there's no way that Shivy was gonna be able to stop that. And there it is. I just want to see Amaterasu's having a bit of a smile on his face. Unfortunately, his camera's a little low, but I really want to see his reaction to all the kills that he's putting up. And here it is. Finally, it's going to be a timeout coming in the side of Force One, as they're going to be deciding what they need to do. Floki, 8-1 in the first half. I mean, the most salvageable is going to be 8-4, but if Velocity put up another round, it's just going to be them going down deeper and deeper into their grave over here, Force One.
Yeah, this is just really sad to see, because Force One have looked so good up until this point, right? I mean, until they faced a Velocity, every single team they've been able to eliminate. They've done it in style. They've eliminated Godlike, they've eliminated Enigma, they've eliminated Samurai Esports. It's only now that their metal is being truly tested, and I feel like it's gonna be a little bit hard for them to make a comeback, especially after the agent switch up that they did. They tried going for something a little more unconventional. Although I have seen Knight try to play that Brimstone once before, I don't think it's been his agent of choice as a result. It's not like he's not fragging out on it. He's doing a decent job. He's doing about as good as he can on that agent. But yeah, just having a jet enables him so much more. And I feel like they really are sort of lacking that, you know, that extra aggressive or defensive potential that the jet brings, depending on which side you're playing. And as a result, they just are unable to make anything happen. I mean, you know, you don't have those smokes to throw out on a personal basis. You can't just walk into a site and hope to do your best. MW1 going to get flashed in by Right to Ace. That Wolf is also going to be taken out by Ace, and MW1 is going to keep pushing with the operator. That flash gonna hit him for now, but he is going to continue holding Jimmy. Minus kid of 15 is going to be okay, but that's a nice ultimate being forced. Forcing the side of Vibhor to actually come forward and reveal his hand there. MW1 will be able to get away thanks to him having that dash, but yeah, Right to Ace now feeling a little bit confident to go forward and take the fight. Shivy's going to be taken out. He was really weak. Knight Rider's going to go down as well. 2-for-1 exchange, making it a 3v3. Amaterasu doesn't have the walls, so can't really go for the res. Probably going to have to bait out his teammate if anything, and he's thinking about it. Once they have some information that that the enemy team is over on the other side, I think the res is going to come through.
Yeah, but it looks like they're choosing otherwise. They went towards Hookah almost. They were on that ramp of sand over there before Hookah, and now they're choosing to go towards A. Scargod has an idea that the revive might just happen, but he's gonna let it happen. As the wall goes up, Amaterasu with the judge over here, peeking out for the angle, and there it is. Vibhor is back in action, ladies and gentlemen, as it is going to be a 4v3 now, a retake that should be coming in as soon as the plan goes down by the hands of RVK. ScarGod has popped in a little bit of breathing space for his team. Rafa going to be going down to 5 HP thanks to that orbital strike. And RVK gets a kill back. Amaterasu goes down and no time to plant, but he's actually going to make it happen. Here it goes. It's going to be weird to win this one out just by pure timing. MW1 the hero of the round. All he needed to do was stop the planter, and he has done so. Vibhor and Hell have to chime in and get the last 2 kills as well, as VLT leave nothing behind. No scrapes of, no morsels of food for F1 to have from. It's gonna be VLT to clean the boards, clean the slate, absolutely spick and clean. And now, Velocity Gaming, 9-1. This has been a very dominant half from them. And Force 1, I mean, at this point, what more can you do? I think they should just focus on the defending side at this point, Floki. Don't you think so?
And I feel like they still need to get some more rounds over here. If they can't get themselves to 3, then they're completely screwed. They're not going to have an easy time on attacking at all, because I'm quite sure Amaterasu has some ideas on how to play this composition on offense as well. And there you go. He's going to try and peek off of his wall right off the bat, but he's not really going to see anyone. Vibhor continuing to hold. He knows that ScarGod is somewhat low, so he can probably take him down. But yeah, it's all down to who gets that first headshot. I tried to go deep into the side. He could end up backstabbing Vibhor. He has a very good position up, and he is going to go unchecked for the time being, but Vibhor will take out ScarGod. I tried to go still pushing forward, looking to take out NW1. If he takes out that operator, they could be in a world of trouble, and Knight Rider is going to go for the kill. He's going to pick it up, and now the operator is going to be in his hands. But the question is, what can he do with it? In fact, Vibhor, he's backstabbing the backstabber over here, and he's going to get the kill on Knight Rider. Knight Rider's not going to be able to do much with the operator as a result. Chivy gonna get burned in that Viper snake bite, has to move out. Hellfighter, a lot of damage. RVK actually missing those shots, not even take out Hellfighter. And Hellfighter's still gonna stand strong right to his 30 seconds but left. RVK with the Sheriff is on point. Can he find a second kill? No, he cannot. Ace is gonna take him out. 10-1 for Velocity. Boy, oh boy. I mean, Force 1, they need an Enigma style comeback right now.
They absolutely do, Floki. 10-1 is a very bad score to be on the losing side of, because this could now that was an eco round given. That was an eco round. They force bought the weapons. They had a marshal. They had a couple of sheriffs in their hands, but although they could get maybe 2-3 kills thanks to Knight Rider moving on, but even he was being the backstabber himself. And now they have force bought into this because it is the last round. They have put everything they can because they need this round at the very least. And it looks like ScarGod is going to be trying to do that for them. He gets the first kill. He gets a dink in return though, but he can be healed up. MW1 missing the first shot. But he's not going back. He wants to aggress and he gets that kill. MW1 is going to go down finally. Knight Rider will take him down, and it's going to be Velocity Gaming who pull it back to a 4v4, make that a 3v3 this time, as Right to Ace is going to be pulling back the man advantage down to level. Amaterasu, he knows where these players are. The Seekers come in, they're going to be trying to take it out, but Amaterasu!
Oh my god!
Let's spray down! And my word, this guy is an absolute beast. The battle sage is in the house, ladies and gentlemen, as Velocity Gaming look to seal this half on bind in 11-1 fashion, which is nothing short of an absolutely beautiful domination.
I mean, Knight Rider, he's going to be carrying the whole team for Steam, but
yeah, that's going to be
he's not going to be able to do much. Amaterasu is going to take him out, and that's the end of that. First one, just one round on board.
Switching sides.
Now, sort of on the other side of the fence, getting to feel what it's like to, be in Enigma's shoes the first time around. But yeah, first one, if they want to make that comeback, then they need to have a lot of mental fortitude. They have switched over. It is a new half. If they just don't look at the scoreline for the next few rounds and are able to win, I mean, I hope they're able to make a comeback, because, yeah, this is looking nigh impossible for them. I mean, if they manage to pull it off and even take it to, say, 8 rounds, I think I'm going to be very, very impressed with what they've managed to accomplish.
Absolutely, and it all starts with this pistol over here, Floki, because if Velocity are able to pull off this pistol, I'd say it's all over, because they're going to have the advantage of weaponry, they're going to have the advantage of everything that goes in their favor. They'll have utility, they'll have everything to work with, but they need to win out this pistol over here, Velocity. And here it is, the start of it. It's going to be MW1 to pull out RVK's kill over here, as there's going to be no more Sova available. And he's supposed to have to go back. Vibhor trying to spam through. ScarGod not at all afraid of this. And he's playing around the wall. Vibhor has an idea, but he's not going to be able to get the kill. Shivy adds on to the kill of MW1. That's going to be 2 players down for Velocity. 3. Make that 3v3 as I2S gets the kill of Scargod. And now Force 1, retake.
Oh!
With the Sheriff. He has done a little bit of work, but he needs to do more. The paint is still available. Rafa gets another. Amaterasu goes down. All left to LF now. He gets one. No, it's not going to be the case. It's going to be right up behind him who's going to get the kill. And this should be the start of Force 1 getting a little bit more confidence in their favor, as this round has gone into their favor, and so should the next, given the fact that they should have Spectres and better weaponry compared to Velocity on board. But the one thing about this round is that Velocity got the plant, Floki. That should maybe give them, a brief moment of thought that they can also force into this round.
They could pick up Spectres and Light Shields and just take the fight to them, just kick a dog when it's down. But nah, they're gonna go for the safer approach. They're like, you know what, let's pick up Sheriffs. Let's see if we can just one-tap them at a distance. Close range, we don't stand a chance. It's best that we try to take our fights, at a longer distance, pick and choose. And if we get a pick, hey, we can go in and plant the spike again, get some more money rolling for us into the next round, which is gonna be a buy round, by the way. So, yeah, I like the idea of Velocity. Just no reason to take any risks and shimmy. Oh boy, eating that dink. Absolutely disgusting. No Sage to heal him back up. Can't heal himself with his own heal either. So it's just gonna be him alone stuck at 5 HP. Rafa holding that smoke for now. He's actually gonna go forward. He's not gonna look behind him. Vibhor's gonna get the timing on him. Oh my god. Velocity. They found one kill. 3 brought down good intent. Did he find anything before he goes down? Really? Can he actually manages to pick up one kill? But Vibhor comes in from the back. Takes him out. And all of a sudden, Velocity with just a coast and a couple of shares have managed to get that spike down on the side. 3v2 situation for them. Can they continue to deliver? Recon Dart is probably going to reveal one. Never mind it. Okay, there you go. MW1 is gonna get revealed as a result, but Hellfighter, he's on the flank. He whips his first 2 shots, but he finally connects. And Scargod, it's all down to him. Healthy as all heck, 50 shields to his name, full HP as well. But they are having a bit of a crossfire here that's gonna be hard to clear. Forward, he's gonna find MW1. 92 HP, he can still do this. It's down to a Viper versus Viper showdown, but Hellfighter gets the better of him, and Scargod gets taken down. A thrifty round for Velocity. And that's the end of that. Velocity on match point for now. Can they take this home? 12-2 scoreline. This is not looking good for Force 1.
Definitely not. And Hellas knows exactly what happened over there. He whiffed a couple of shots. And I'm not quite sure how RVK didn't turn around to kill him. But somehow, LF, that one kill I think was the catalyst for them to win this round, Floki. Because if he hadn't killed RVK over there coming on the flank that he did, I think it would have probably been Scargod and RVK to, shred them down with those Spectres. But Velocity, they pull it back in their favor. And now, with the most desperate buy coming in, it is going to be Force 1 with Sheriffs across the board. Nothing else, absolutely nothing else to work with. One Marshal on the hands of Shivi, and that's all they have to defend this round with. Whereas VLT, they have Phantoms, they have armor, they have a Spectre, they have everything that they need, and MW1 is going to be making the most use of it as he can. As Velocity, they're trying to give out every single part of the map in their, they're trying to get every single part of the map in their favor for the control. They're spread out everywhere as Force 1, they are a bit confused as they're spread out themselves as well, and they're not quite sure where Velocity is going to be hitting.
Oh yeah. Amaterasu is going to take the initiative with the Phantom. Let's throw that slow up down, make sure no peeks come through, and Shivi is just going to try and flash and delay what he seems to read as a push from the side of Velocity. Well, push wasn't coming in then, but it is coming in now, and it's going to be 3 people marching up B main. Amaterasu has a stim beacon as well. They're going to go forward and try and take on the stage. Nothing up. Shivi's 1-on-1, but doesn't do any damage. Hellfighter goes forward, fights the first kill. Right to Ace is actually the one who takes out that raise, but for the time being, Velocity are just slaughtering everyone on Force 1. And there you go. There's the Viper trying to come in. Scargod doing his best, but he's going to get taken out. And Hellfighter as well is also going to find RVK. That's the end of that. Velocity take this first map 13-2, a complete shellacking of the highest orders delivered right to the butt of Force 1 Esports.
Floki, I mean, I honestly, when I saw that Force 1, when Force 1 actually decided to go with Bind, I was thinking to myself, okay, you know what? Velocity has Bind in many of their map pools. Velocity goes for Bind on many of their, BO3s or BO5s. And sometimes we've seen them, the BO1, they try to make sure that Bind is, somehow coming towards the last few matches they can play it. And they are so good at it. And clearly, this was a showcase of that. 13-2 Floki. I honestly expected maybe Force would have put up 8, 9, 10 rounds maybe at because they for sure would have had some game plan. But like you said, shellacking of the highest order. And my word, Velocity, they just absolutely crumbled Force One down to the very bits of their atoms. And clearly, they looked at it and they looked at Force One and said, nah, you're not having this today. And let's just have a look at the LG Ultragear match highlights to see how exactly Velocity Gaming battered the side of Force One. And I'm not quite sure even Force One realized what hit them, Floki, because every single round, Velocity just, it's not even about the team game, right? It's about the individual prowess. Every single person was getting a kill, and even if they didn't, there was always somebody to support them. So that factor of teamwork and individual prowess were like intertwined with each other. And that's what Velocity is so good at doing. They just tear them apart one by one with 2 players of their own, or even if it's one. Like this play right here. MW1 came in from behind as Vibhor was chiming in from the front. So both of those players had the teamwork as well as the individual, skills coming into play. And they're just so very good at it that, Force One had absolutely no answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Force One were just not in that spot today where they were feeling comfortable mentally against Velocity. Those first few rounds, I mean, after losing them, it just seemed like a downhill spiral for them. There was nothing they could do to stop that. And Velocity just time and time again just showing why they are the better team. I mean, I think it was this round in particular that showed us why these guys are so good. Look at that. They're in a 4-5 situation. They know that the odds are not in their favor. So do they go out there and peek and try to stop the plant? No. They stay. They wait. They wait for all of their team members to get in position. And that is when they strike like a cobra. And Amaterasu, this is the moment I want to point out for him. I mean, he really had a chance to take down Dude there. But the fact that he even took out 1 in that position is absolutely massive. 2, I mean, that was an ult committed along with paint shells. Nothing he should have been able to do, but he still managed to get a kill. And I think these sorts of tiny little things just added up for Force One, and they just were not able to deal with him at all.
Absolutely. And there it is, the Battle Sage leading the charge. Amaterasu, I mean, although Right to Ace has more kills, but definitely the MVP of this match was and is Amaterasu. I mean, I'm sure he knows that he cannot use that weapon on the next map, right? That's exactly why he was making the most abusive use of it on Bind, because on Breeze, I don't even think one of those pellets is going to connect in whichever angle he peeks, unless he's, playing very close to B main or towards A main. But in Bind, this is an absolute crazy showcase of skill. Velocity Gaming, clearly they're fired up, Floki, after that loss yesterday, and they want to give some sort of a revenge story for us to look at, and they want to go back and face off Global Esports, and clearly they've taken the first step towards it as they win out the first map 13-2, and Velocity Gaming, they are in the advantage. See, they have everything that they need to win out even the next map. They have the confidence, they have the advantage of getting the first map under their belt, which is also the pick of Force One, and now they're going to be going to their home map, which has been quite a bit of an easy route for them across a lot of different competitions that they've played so far. Breeze is definitely going to be a lot more difficult, because if Force One do not catch up to the horses that Velocity Gaming are riding on, then I don't think this is going to be anywhere. This might just be a 2-0 closeout shutdown victory for Velocity.
Absolutely. Force One is still stuck riding horses. Meanwhile, the side of Velocity, they're driving in their Bugattis. I mean, it's going to take a while to catch up, like you've mentioned. But for now, we are going to take some time to catch up on our energy. We're going to cut to a short break, after which we will be back with Velocity Gaming against Force One Esports with Map 2 on Breeze. Don't go anywhere.
What's this?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear, the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 1, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Loki. Joining me for this one is going to be Universe. Game 1, or rather Map 1, went the way of Velocity pretty convincingly. Safe to say, your prediction of them getting either winning 2-0 or 2-1 seems to be doing fine. I, on the other hand, am looking mighty silly. But enough about me, more about Force 1, because they're going to be going up against Velocity on a map named Breeze, which you said is the home turf of Velocity Universe. So do you care to expand on that? Do you want to explain to audiences why that's the case?
Okay, so about Breeze, like, the one thing that Velocity Gaming have done really, really well in the last 2 months. I mean, we know that they were preparing for VCCA where they beat Global Esports 3-1. Breeze was the last map where it happened, where everything went down. And I still remember that clutch from right to waste, which he did, which enabled Velocity to, go ahead and win out that map as well as the entire series. And, Breeze, it was Global Esports earlier, Floki, that Breeze, people are scared to face off Global Esports. And then Velocity, I'm pretty sure a lot of work went into it, a lot of practice went into it, and they beat Velocity at their own game. And from then, they have not been afraid to pick up this map, which quite a lot of teams would rather just try to throw out of the equation of what they're trying to solve. Because Breeze is like this quadratic equation that you used to learn in maybe 11th or 12th grade, that you look at it and you're just like, nah, I'm done. I'm just going to skip to the question where it says 2 plus 2 is equal to what? And the teams would usually go for the 2 plus 2 question, whereas Velocity, they're like, yeah, no, I'm a math professor. I can do this. The quadratic equation is going to be my thing to do. And you guys, I'm going to throw this question at you, because if I get to choose the quadratic equation, I am definitely going to be doing it. And that's exactly what Velocity Gaming have done. And Amaterasu is quite literally at the helm of that, because the stats that man has come up with on this map is absolutely crazy. And if Force 1 have done anything in terms of homework, of trying to study how Velocity Gaming approached the map of Breeze, they really should be at their very, very, heightened state of toes. Because at the very top, like, they should be like a ballerina on their toes, like, trying to balance themselves out. Because even one misstep is going to let Velocity Gaming run away with this one.
Absolutely. I mean, if I were to sum it up, it's like the sweetest fruit is often accompanied by the hardest and the highest climb. But with that, let's jump into the agent selection screen and see what they're picking up this time around on Breeze. Velocity, well, looks like they are going to make some changes this time around. They are again going for a double controller setup, and it is going to be Hellfighter on that Cypher. That is new. I haven't seen him play Cypher before.
But, no. He has played Cypher quite a few times before, actually.
I just haven't had the pleasure of casting those games, so I guess that's maybe why I haven't seen it as much. But yeah, that's pretty novel. That's pretty new for me. Force on the other hand, they're trying to go for this double initiator setup with Rafa as well as Shivi. quick question. I mean, what do
Mm-hmm.
you think the double initiator setup offers over the double controller setup that Force1 is looking to exploit? Because they did this in the last game as well, right? They went for
Mm-hmm.
two initiators. They went for Sky as well as the Sova. What's the pros and cons of having like an extra controller or an extra initiator over something like a duelist?
I think it's the information part of it because Breeze is quite literally the biggest map in Valorant, right? So if you have the thing about two controllers and two initiators is a controller you have more smokes to work with, an initiator you have more information to work with. But at the same time, that's exactly what's going to be the difference over here, Floki, because you've got a team which has more control of the map. Whereas you've got a team which might just have more control of information, but they can't really act upon it immediately. That I think is going to be a kind of a con for the side of Force1 because they will have only that one Viper to work with, right? And you're not going to have the like of a Brimstone who can drop in the smoke anywhere else. It's just going to be a Viper who's going to throw in a wall, and that's exactly what it's going to be. For the moment, though, let's have a look at what exactly is going to go down, how exactly all of it is going to happen as we're heading in to map number 2, where Force1 need to get this one back desperately, and Velocity, they're going to take this up to their advantages and play this as beautifully as they can, as we've seen them play Breeze before. And here comes Force1 trying to attack mid with Rafa playing on Sky, which is not a usual thing. I thought he'd take... Oh, wait, LF down in the corner. He was almost about to be spotted out, but here comes the force of Velocity as well. So we're going to take out right away. MW1 gets a kill on the other side of the map where the backstab has come in already.
Okay.
Okay, Velocity. They're making this work.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Somehow Hellfighter just staying in for all that time has worked out wonders for them. But MW1 whipping his shots is not going to be able to get Rafa, who was clearly in his sights there. Hellfighter's going to be like, I'll finish the job.
Okay.
What is going on?
What's that? Rafa 54 HP and now it's a 1v1. NW1 is down to 20 HP himself.
Velocity, uncharacteristic plays by them just throw away their advantage. Rafa, though, gonna try and flash himself out to see if he can find
30 seconds left.
God, I think he's aware that he is on the backstab, but no. He guessed wrong. He was guessing that he's gonna come all the way around from mid, but NW1 just went back the other way and went from the tunnels. But a real victory for the side of Velocity.
Yeah.
They can certainly bleed if they get a little bit too cocky.
Yeah, you could see Hella for right there. He was telling, that avenue was so small. Look at that, I'm trying to fire at him. There's 3 players firing at Rafa, but nobody got the kill. And Hella was trying to tell Amaterasu right away. So I believe that that avenue was बहुत छोटा था. We couldn't hit it through, and that's exactly Velocity what happened over there in that elbow position. But they still win it out, and MW want to clutch it out even though he was so down low. And now Velocity have the advantage, have a little bit of map control as well and weaponry that they need. Kargot trying to bait out MW1 over here with a couple of shots as he wants to get a sheriff shot for him. Oh no, he's actually holding a classic, my bad. And MW1, he's just going to be rewarded for his patience as he gets the first kill. Amaterasu to add on. RBK goes down as well, coming in towards mid as MW1 is going to be a little bit of a venting person as Rafa finds Vibhor. And now the A side, although is going a little bit in the favor of F1. Okay, Knight Rider gets another. 3v3 now. Seekers available for the side of Force1 as MW1 is on the prowl on the backstab. And Knight Rider's already heard it. Okay, Knight Rider.
My goodness, this man, 2 frags already, and all of a sudden a round that should have been in Velocity's bag is now going the way of Force1. And Hellfighter's even a headshot. He has a Guardian in his hands, but it's not going to be easy to get the kill. Shibby baiting him out left, right, and center. Going to throw out that recon to see if he's able to catch anyone on the flank, but he's not going to be able to catch right away. He should be able to come in and get the kill. Hellfighter just needs to live, just needs to not give away his position. But Shibby, did he see right away? I don't think he did. He's just going to go in and get the kill. And that's
One enemy remaining.
Taken down
Spike
here,
down,
and
mid.
Knight Rider probably needs to pick up a sheriff at this point. So he, sorry, not a sheriff, but rather a Spectre at this point, so he can actually stand a fighting chance. The good news for him is that Hellfighter is really, really low, and he should at least be able to get that plant down on the A side. Right to Ace is aware that this is coming down on A because Hellfighter was playing towards B with his camera, and there you go. Right to Ace, just gonna go back, heal up Hellfighter, and make this a very even 2v1 for them. Not for the side of Force1.
Definitely not. He has a Marshal and we've seen this guy pop 2 heads, and can he pop 2 more is the question right now. Knight Rider hears them. He knows that they're moving in towards the spike, and here comes the tap. But Knight Rider's on the flank. Oh boy, LF spots him out. Now Knight Rider stuck in a very big pickle jar, and he's not going to be able to get out of it. As Right2S with a third of his own is going to be shutting down this round, which looked a little bit scary. Again, a little bit of a scary round over here. And F1 are actually making Velocity sweat a little, aren't
Why
they?
did I sign up for this shit?
Yeah, they most certainly are, and there you go. They're even gonna give over the
Stop that
defuse to
shit,
right to
mate.
Ace, just help them get that extra information when needed. You can't really use Sentinel ultimates that well, except for the Killjoy. I mean, both Neural Theft and Resurrection require you to actually have a teammate who's dead, perhaps making them not as effective. So they give it over to right to Ace, and with the Seekers, they should be able to do some more work with it. But yeah, Velocity, these rounds have certainly been a little more scrappy than we used to, seeing them pull off. I mean, these guys did look like they were struggling a little bit, but for the time being, they're gonna just continue to hold on. A nice spread coming out by the side of Velocity. Two players playing towards that A area. It's gonna be the Viper and the Sky, and everyone else playing towards B. Brimstone trying to set up the jet, or at least trying to get the trade here. Hellfighter. So that's the Guardian in his hands. I like this weapon, but I'm not sure if I don't know if it's going to find as much effectiveness as he's hoping it will. Well, that remains to be seen. For now, Force One, they're just going to play super passively. They've not taken up any space on the map. They're just trying to feel out the side of Velocity. And yeah, they haven't really done that good of a job as to getting an idea what their positions are like on the map.
Yeah, MW1 is in a good position to get at least one kill and dash away. And it looks like he might just be able to do so. They are looking onto this angle, but MW1 dinks down, and both the dashes are, both the jets are going to dash out. Like, yeah, just mixed up a couple of words over there. RVK is going to confirm the kill of MW1 coming in from mid, as RVK gets another one, and now it's going to be VLT to hold on to the horses over here towards B. LF going to do a little bit of work, gets one tap onto Rafa, but that's all it's going to be, just one. As Velocity Gaming now, 2 players left. It's going to be Vibhor and Amaterasu to try to pull this out. And okay, that Molotov is going to put in a very unorthodox position. I think he missed that lineup over there.
Yeah, that was his own lineup. That was it hit a bit of a crevice there and ended up bouncing back, unfortunately. And Amaterasu as a result is going to go down. This is just sad for the side of Velocity Gaming. They're going to end up losing the first buy round that Force One put up. And yeah, Force One taking 3 rifles into the next round, feeling mighty comfortable here.
Absolutely. I mean, it is the first one that they put up, and I mean, I hope it doesn't turn out to be like the previous map over here, Floki, because the last time it was 11-1. After this, there was nothing that Force One put up, and if the same thing happens this time, I don't think Force One really want that to happen. They've got everything that they need. They've got weaponry. They've got a lot of utility to work with as well. Whereas Velocity, they're on an eco, and I really hope Force One are going to be able to make sure that they get this round a lot more easier than they would expect it to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, Force One, one thing I've noticed about the way they're playing is that they're playing a lot more together compared to the side of Velocity. Velocity trying to be proactive on the map with the controllers and the duelists, but it's not really working out for them as well as they would like. But yeah, for the time being, this is going to be a bit of a half fight coming out from the side of Velocity. Only MW1 with weaponry in his hands, and there you go, he's going to upgrade to the Phantom. Give over the Spectre to probably one of his teammates. Nope, he's actually going to give Amaterasu the Phantom, and himself is going to take out the knives to try and take this fight here towards the mid area. But the side of Force One, they're making their way towards A. Now, it's going to be RVK playing the flank and trying to control the mid area, prevent them from pushing in. But okay, Vibhor, he doesn't check the corner, and Rafa is going to be able to take him up from the Pyramids area. Amaterasu spots him out, but does not connect with his bullets. And MW1, he too spots out a couple of players, but is not going to be able to do much. And now with only 2 knives in his hands, he has to land those headshots. Rafa though, going back for the flank, trying to catch them off guard here. It's probably a bit too late. Amaterasu will not be able to charge with only 30 HP remaining, but Hellfighter's managed to find Jimmy, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, Velocity did pull this round back.
Wow. Honestly, I did not expect them to pull this one out. I genuinely thought Force One were going to get away with this one. But I don't even know when it happened, Floki. But we were in a 4v2 situation where Velocity had 4 players alive. Somehow, they found RVK. They found every other player, lurking around, trying to get those kills. And the last man standing, Rafa. I'm not quite sure even he knew what was happening, because he was towards A main, he got the plant, and he did a lot of work for the team. But he was just left alone. And in the end, Force One, they just crumbled down in a round which clearly should have been theirs.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just looking unfortunate for Force One. The first real round where they should have gotten it for free, it ends up being taken away by the side of Velocity. And Velocity, I mean, they really need to credit MW1 to find that initial opening frag. That's what set it all up. You know, they were able to get the knives out. Amaterasu was able to kill over the Phantom to someone else. And there you go, RVK. What a sick Sheriff one tap coming out towards right to Ace. Gonna give them some more breathing room to work with over here. And there you go, the neural theft is also gonna go through. They can have all the information in the world to work with. But the thing is, even after that information, they can't really move in that easily. But Rafa will find Amaterasu, and that's gonna give them the opening they need. Hellfighter, the Viper bot protecting him for the time being, but he's eventually gonna have to go out there and peek. MW1 in the meantime, holding the flank, but Jimmy takes him out with that shot dart. Not before Hellfighter finds one more kill. A 2v4 situation, and now it's Force One's turn to win an eco round. I mean, they're gonna be able to take out Vibhor as well, and this is looking all but over. As yeah, the side of Force One, they make a bit of a weird buy work for them.
Yeah, they had 3 Vandals, they had 2 Sheriffs, and they had the, you know, the playstone available as well. So, Force One, they pulled back another one, and now it's a 3-2 scoreline, where Force One are definitely going to have a healthier buy this time around. But Velocity are not too far behind, as well as MW1. Oh boy, he has that operator to himself, and in this map, it is a very, very dangerous weapon to face off against. And now, he is posted towards the mid doors as he's going in forward with right to Ace. Are they going to be able to find a kill over here? Because Force One, they crumbled up way far behind. 3 players towards A, 1 holding the flank down, you know, towards lower mid, which is Nighthead, and RVK lurking around towards B. The Force One are being very passive this time as they release the Viper wall coming in towards A, and MW1 is already rotated as Velocity prepare attack coming in towards A. But what they don't know is that Force One are rotating towards B.
I'm a little confused. Hellfighter still hasn't laid down his Viper wall just yet. He's still holding on to it for the time being. MW1 is going to get revealed. The Seekers are going to be used, but they realize that MW1 has the operator, and they're not really going to try to push him. Before, well, it's him who's playing the Viper, not Hellfighter, and he still has that wall up. He's not going to use it, but the Snakebite ends up getting Night Rider somehow. That was weird. Scargod going to throw down the Poison Orb and get the plant going, but Amaterasu is looking to open up the sky. Is he? Well, not really. He's just going to get smokes down for the time being.
Absolutely, here comes the open up the sky. It is the opponent trying to force out. Down to 30 HP he goes, but he's still going to be able to survive. LF gets one, Rafa goes down, and now in a 4v3, Velocity Gaming have the advantage of men. But the Viper Spit is going to prove to be a very, very prickly thorn in their endeavors to get this retake coming in. Amaterasu crawling around it. MW1 takes down Scargod inside that Viper Spit, and the spike is going to be diffused anytime now. It is being stuck. MW1 is going to be updrafting, and now somebody has to sneak the cycle. He actually gets one, but they can still stick this diffuse, and there it is. Right to Ace is going to be able to do it, and it is going to be Velocity Gaming to pull off this retake successfully. It's okay that they lost a player because, you know, there was that Hunter's Fury remaining, and they had an idea that somebody would go down eventually trying to touch that spike and trying to defuse it. But hey, they had 2 more players alive. They knew that they could hold it off, and they did so very well. Velocity, a beautifully executed retake coming in from them, and that kill onto Scargod, I think, was the most important one, Floki, because if they hadn't got that, I think it would have been all over.
Oh yeah, I mean, this was a super hard round for the side of Force One to win. I mean, after that, they pretty much only had Shivy to work with, who decided that he was going to use his Hunter's Fury, but didn't really work out for him in that scenario because there were 3 people still alive and they could tank 1 Hunter's Fury each. Well, Velocity, for the time being, are going to continue to set up MW1, and maybe I can get an opening pick. Ooh, I didn't even know it was possible to slam through that area. He's trying to tag someone up. He does end up tagging over the Jet. The Night Rider is going to be dropping low as a result, but Rafa is going to be able to patch up those bullet holes and get him back to a decent, healthy amount of HP. Amaterasu, though, this could catch them off guard. He's playing that mid boxes area for the time being, just making sure that he does not let anyone come into that B tunnels for free. There you go. Now MW1 is going to start making his way towards mid, but I think his approach might be a bit too late here. Amaterasu, though, reading this like a book, he has an idea that Force is going to try to make this play, so he's going to make it a little bit harder. There you go, MW1 is going to get the pick. That Shivy being taken out. Recon darts and owls out of the equation now, as yeah, MW1 is going to look to find him.
Taken out. Hawk out.
Right to Ace is on the side, causing a lot of damage. He gets 2 for himself, drops the spike, and Right to Ace is just doing so much work for Velocity. 4v2, LF running in, gives away his life, does not check the corner, as Rafa is down to 30 HP himself. RVK is the only healthy one alive right now, and Velocity need to hold on to their wits over here, and they're gonna do the same as Amaterasu is gonna get another kill, and Rafa, the last man standing, is gonna go down to the IGL's Vandal over here, as Velocity put up another round, and LF, you gotta check those corners, my friend, because he just straight up ran to his death over there.
Walston, no worries whatsoever, thought the area was clear, but that's
fine,
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they had us back. I'm just hoping that we don't get to see that same thing again. I don't know if this is deliberate by Vibhor, but I've seen him hold that Viper wall a couple of rounds in a row now. He's not really popped it right off the bat. I think it's to keep the opponent side guessing, and hopefully, as a result, if he can catch them off guard with the Viper wall, he could end up wasting a little bit more time. MW1 for the time being.
Oh boy.
But the Owl is going to scout him out. Ready over here, and MW1 is going to whip that second shot as well. Does not find the kill, but Right to Ace is going to find one with the help of his passive. And now we're playing inside a both poison cloud, but he's getting spammed down to 21 HP. A shock dart could take him out. He needs to retreat and then let MW1 take the helm for now. As well, MW1, he spotted out Knight Rider, and Knight Rider's like, nope, I do not fight that. Let's just go over to the other side instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Shivy, he's probably called it for his team to rotate along here with him. But okay, they're actually gonna put RVK's cam down towards mid and trying to go towards mid itself over here. The spike is in uncharted waters right now. He could go towards B or A, as Right to Ace is trying to get some information, and he spots out Shivy with that hound of his, and they know that they are towards mid. RVK though trying to crawl up. Amaterasu might just get caught off guard. He covers himself up, gets the Vandal back in his hand, and now he turns around. Oh no, RVK, this is gonna be your chance. Helef, he needs to spot him out, and he will. Amaterasu saved by Helef's camera by just a second. That timing was so impeccable, still in the favor of Velocity, and it just works out for them as the B main entrance has been smoked out by the IGL. And here comes the rush. It's gonna be Helef to get Knight Rider. Shivy trades out, and Helef is playing around with this cage. He might just find Shivy over here. Time is of the essence. It's gonna be Helef to make sure that Force One did not get any more of it. And the last man standing, Scar God, he might just find Helef over here, but he's got a lot of things coming his way. The Seekers, the classic bullets, and every other part of Velocity trying to get him down to his grave. It is gonna be Velocity Gaming to put up number 6 on the board as they are still charging on ahead, Floki, and the dominance still continues.
Yeah, very cheeky play by Hellfighter there. He actually threw the empty Phantom over to his opponent. He was hoping that he picks that up and gets a free kill. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's no need for those cheeky shenanigans. He's going to be able to get that kill regardless. Post 1 though, I mean, they're not doing as bad as they were before, but they still need to buckle up and think about how they want to approach the side of Velocity, because they have not looked that great on offense so far. They've picked up 2 initiators. Usually that means you're going to be a lot more proactive on the map. You're going to try to go for those peaks. You're going to try to get those kills. But I just haven't seen them being able to do that. It seems that the double controller setup from Velocity is just completely countering what they're trying to do. And every single time, because Hellfighter's changing up his own setup as well, they also have to worry about the tripwires and the Cypher cages, because yeah, on a big map like Breeze, it's very easy for a Cypher to set up cages in such a way that he can change his position and play unexpected angles, just use the cover of those cages to get in cheeky positions. And because he's always going to have eyes on you, it's going to be hard for the opponent team to sort of react to what he's doing. And yeah, Velocity defense seems to be the name of the game for them. They're just doing a wonderful job at being able to lock down these sites and prevent anyone from coming into them. I mean, I don't think I've seen a single round where, the side of Force One were able to just say, you know what, screw it, we have the superior we have the superior composition when it comes to being able to push through things. We're not gonna care about the Cypher. We're just gonna go and try to counter those traps, try to make sure that whoever dashes in, if it's gonna be the Jet, then we watch out for those tripwires and take him out and help him get that first kill. But yeah, it just hasn't happened so far.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't. And Velocity, they have taken every single advantage that they have.
No.
Knight Rider finally going to be able to get a kill for himself as an early pick. And there it is. MW1 is going to try to push the situation over here as well. Oh, he's going to go unchecked. Oh, no, there. Okay. gonna be checked, and now he's gonna try to fight off this operator as the side of Velocity are trying to move in and get this kill. But sorry, the side of Force One are trying to move in and get this kill, but it's not working out in their favor. And MW1 is still here. He still wants these kills. And look at him. He's going to be running in. He's going to be dashing out. He's got Helef to support, and Helef takes down one. And now it's going to be just one person left over there, which is Shivy. And he goes back as a lot of fights have gone down towards his all position. As MW1 trying to make things happen, but is not going to be able to get a kill over here. Rafa takes down right away. So the sky has gone down for the side of Velocity Gaming. As the B side, although is completely open for the moment, as Vibhor is trying to rotate, the plant is actually going down towards A. As there is a retake in a 3v2 position for Velocity Gaming.
No charges left.
Yeah, there you go. And MW1 was in a good position, just shut them down. He decides to push a little bit forward and is going to be able to take out Rafa as a result. Shivy all by himself is going to get beat by the operator. And once again, it's just going to be MW1 delivering time and time again. This man just went forward towards that mid area, just walked down that hallway, missed the first two shots, got his teammate killed, but in the end, his confidence paid off as Hellfighter came over to support him. Was like, you know what, I am not gonna let you go down by yourself, and they were able to play around each other so beautifully, just shutting down that mid push, and then just shutting down the A push as well. And even though right to Ace died, even though he was left alone for the time being, it's all about setting up MW1 and making sure that he has a good time. I mean, you can clearly see that Velocity have an idea, and it's centered around this one guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Velocity Gaming have taken the lead pretty much as what they had in the last map, except for the fact that this might just be a 10-2 half if you know, they get the last 3 rounds as well. And here comes Force 1 towards B. Looks like it's going to be a straight up commitment over here from the side of Force 1. Knight Rider going in, gets MW1, but Helef immediately return the favor. Helef, he has a lot of places in front of him and he needs to do a lot of work with the camera. The hands of his camera are just gonna lead him to his death. Amaterasu has opened up the sky. He's got the opportunity to strike. He puts it down, but nothing is gonna be given to him. No kills whatsoever. And now Scar God, he has a spike. He needs to plant it down. The wall goes up. He was just waiting for that as this plant goes down. And now in the 3v3 retake for Velocity, it is possible if RVK gets this kill. But right away, he's spotted out. The flash goes in. RVK, he needs to get this kill if he wants his team to succeed. He needs to hold off our right away. But Scar God is going to be doing work on the side. Amaterasu goes down. And there's going to be nothing else for the side of Velocity to do as Scar God gets another one. Viper goes down as well. Right away, this time around, he's not going to be able to clutch it as Force 1 are going to be taking round number 3 and already a better performance than the last map.
Yeah, definitely. They are looking a lot better than they did last time around, but the issue for them is going to be going up against the better weaponry and the better eye of the side of Velocity. You can see that even though they won that last round, the economy is not doing that great. Knight Rider is probably going to be playing on his knives as a result, and while that's not the end of the world itself, if he doesn't connect with those first 5 shots, then he only has a classic to fall back on, and that could hurt him. So he's going to pick up the Marshal for now. He is going to try to see if he can get some peeks in and get some kills with it, but yeah, once again, it's just going to be Vibhor holding on to his Viper wall, just not using it right off the bat. Now he's going to finally throw it down and, you know, push it up when need be. Knight Rider looking to go forward anyway. Vibhor spots him out, but he's not going to fire just yet. He's going to find a second kill as well, thanks to his patience. And even though he comes in from Stargod, it's a 3v4 situation. And the neural theft is at the ready. They can find their positions, or as long as Hellfighter is here across. Stargod able to find MW1 as MW an uncharacteristic miss by him. But Amaterasu pulling it back, making it a 3v2. And now it's all down to him, Ace and Hellfighter, the original trio, trying to take a fight against the side of Vibhor as well as RVK. RVK has been spotted, but somehow he takes out right to Ace. Scargod is going to get taken out in the end, but still a 1v1, a Cypher versus Cypher match. Hellfighter, well, he doesn't know where RVK is, and RVK is just waiting. He is not peeking right off the bat, and RVK might be going to take it out, but no! Fighter gets the better off, and somehow RVK whipping those shots cost his team the round. As a side of Velocity, they put up an 8th one on the board for themselves. And even though it's not looking as bad as the previous one, it's not looking too good either for Force 1.
Last round before the switch.
My word, that round was so chaotic. I mean, There were kills going back and forth. Force One looked like they had the upper hand for a bit over there. But then Vibhor, in the very beginning, he got this 2k for himself. And that put them in a tough spot. But then Force One, they actually did respond back. They got the plant, they got the kills that they needed. But those last few seconds where Hellef was just at the right position at the right time and getting that kill for himself of RVK, that was all they needed. Velocity, they're looking to shut this down to 9-3, while Force One, they're going to try to put this up to 8-4. Who's going to get the upper advantage over here? It's still going to be Velocity in terms of rounds, as MW1 and LF are still going to be adding on to the kill tallies. Scar got to get one. Amaterasu immediately responds. It's going to be another kill for right to his. As the last man standing, Knight Rider gets one with the Bulldog. And he might just get a plant over here, but I don't think he's going to get anything more because there's a 3v1 situation. And although he has 125 health to his name, Ku's peeking upon him. It's going to be MW1, but he misses that shot just by a couple of centimeters at the most. As Knight Rider, he's in a very tough spot and he's got a lot of bullets raining down towards him. And Amaterasu is going to be taking him out. It doesn't matter how much damage he gives. It is a 9-3 half as Velocity still keep on giving and raining the damage onto Force One.
Oh yeah, Force One are going to be fighting an uphill battle here. I mean, it's not going to be easy for them to try and make a comeback. They're 6 rounds down against Velocity, and Velocity, if they win out the pistol, they can pretty much consider this map all but over. I mean, the ball's going to be in their court for the longest time possible, and there's not much that Force One are going to be able to do about that. And Force One, they have to be feeling the pressure now. I mean, this is when lesser teams will start crumbling. But Force One, can they keep the composure and fight back against Velocity? Take this back to a 9-9 and claw their way back up to a victory. Take it to the third map, which is going to be Haven, where they might have a better chance at going up against Velocity. Can they do that? Well, it's going to come down to this first round. And Velocity are not looking to cut any corners. They're just looking to go straight up ahead towards that B site, not giving away too much information. Wolf is going to go through. MW is probably going to follow that up, going to dash straight in thanks to that cloud burst. And even though he gets shot in the head, he's able to take out Scargod. Looking to push forward once again, trying to find those kills. That recon is couldn't reveal him, but he is going to do a fair bit of damage before he goes down. Knight Rider finds the kill, and Knight Rider somehow on 40 HP is going to find a second one as well. RVK is going to find Hellfighter, but Amaterasu pulls one back down to a 2v3. They're unhealthy on the side of Force One. He could potentially get more kills over here, and Amaterasu left all by himself is going to get taken out by RVK. At that distance, the frenzy doesn't do all that much.
Absolutely doesn't. And Force One, they somehow pulled that one back in their favor, and that should be the start of a comeback in the books. Probably they could possibly take us to a third map if they win out the next round as well. But we remember what happened the last time around over here, Floki. Force One, they lost the bonus round that they had, and VLT, they just took it with guns blazing. It doesn't matter what weapons they have. Velocity are just so good. Be it Sheriffs against these Spectres that they might be coming up over here. They won it out the last time, and if they do this time as well, the morale is just going to be going down lower for the side of Force One, and I'm pretty sure they don't want that happening this time around.
Caution here.
Yeah, and you can see that Velocity, they're playing a little bit conservatively. Those who can are buying up Sheriff. Those who can't are just going to play on the classics and hope that the ones with the weapons can make some openings for them. It's going to be MW1, perhaps the most mechanically skilled player on the team, leading the charge and trying to find an opening here. Shivy playing the close angle. Is probably not going to expect 4 people to peek him at once. If he throws on a recon dart right at this point, he's going to get so much information, but he's going to peek on Hellfighter. Throws the recon dart, sees everyone, but doesn't get a kill to follow it up. Knight Rider, though, on the other hand, is going to be able to pull it back with the help of the Bulldog at long range. With that weapon, takes on multiple players. It's going to be a 4K for him. And there you go. Force One, they make quick work of Velocity.
Yep, and this time they were not gonna let them give them any sort of troubles. Although there were 2 kills that went for the side of Velocity, but that was gonna be it. And their Force One is just gonna be okay with that. They don't mind giving away just a couple of kills if they have to win out the round. But Velocity, they have a buy round coming in Floki this time, and that is going to be a little bit of a dangerous situation for the side of Force One because they have Phantoms and Vandals across the board, which is going to be against Spectres and Bulldogs and Marshall. And right away, as he's leading the charge with the flash, is going to be seeing that Marshall come into action, and they know where the side of Force One are trying to give a little bit of an aggressive push towards. It is A, as MW1 is pushing in towards mid as well, and the Cypher Cage is going to stop him, while Force One are trying to read out Velocity over here, but they're in a lot of pressure. Are they going to be able to hold it off? LF He gets one. RVK goes down. No more Cypher tripwires. As MW1 is trying to get another one. But Knight Rider is actually going to trade off as Helef goes down. And now in a 4v4, it is a retake for Force 1 as the plant has gone down. Are they going to be able to come back into this?
Yeah, I mean, MW1 is in a very good position, so it's probably going to be hard for them to just cross ahead. But look at Amaterasu as well. He's trying to set up a weird crossfire between the two of them. There you go. Amaterasu, while he gets taken out, there is going to be cover coming in from Vibhor. So now a 3v3 situation. It's all down to MW1. He's going to find the first kill. And he's going to find the second kill to follow it up as Vibhor found Scar God elsewhere. And somehow Velocity, they win that first buy down, put it up on board, and Force 1 have to be feeling the pressure now. They need to buy up weaponry, they need to take this fight, and they need to win it against the side of Velocity. Because if they don't, well, their run in the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 might be coming to an end. Velocity, they have looked absolutely amazing so far, and they're looking to get their revenge against Global Esports, but they need to win 3 more rounds to do it. Is that going to be enough for Force 1 to make a comeback? Time will tell.
Time will tell indeed, Floki. This is about tournament life over here, and it's going to be a lot more difficult for them given the fact that they are already 5 rounds down. Knight Rider missing a couple of shots. He is also going to be putting himself down to 68 HP as he falls down and does not hit his spacebar or his jump button for whatever it is to hover down safely. And as a result, it's going to be a little bit of a low HP, which can be healed up. It's NW1 pulling up towards this TP corner as the A side is actually left open as Velocity Gaming come raining in. And it is actually going to find Helef as Saito is stuck in this corner. It's going to go down. It's going to be RBK to take his kill. He saw him. But MW1 immediately gets back to and knives her out as the plant goes down from Vibhor, who is low himself. And now in a 3v3 where Vibhor is down so very low, MW1 is not going to let anything else happen. He's getting the work done. It's a 3k for him so far. And Shivy, with that Marshall, I'm not quite sure how much damage or how much impact he can have. But for the moment, it looks very low. But wait, he proves me wrong. He gets one kill. MW1 goes down. Knight Rider gets another Vibhor to share off. And now it's going to be last man standing. Vibhor, 8 HP. Nothing to do. It's going to be the classic to shut him down. Vibhor had 70 points of health more than him. And it is going to be it's going to be Force 1 to somehow pull this one back in their favor with weaponry not that great either. And honestly, kudos to them for winning on that round, because that was definitely one that they needed in their bag.
Oh yeah, Shivy, I mean, you said, you know, you summed it perfectly. I wasn't sure how much he was going to be able to do with the Marshal, but he delivered, man. He got that kill on Amaterasu, he tagged down Vibhor super low, and then he left NW1 in a very uncomfortable situation. But yeah, at the end of that, Force 1, even though they won that round, their economy is not looking all that great. I mean, you can see Rafa is probably going to have to resort to buying a Spectre. Knight Rider is going to be playing out on his knives. And yeah, this is once again an important survival round for the side of Velocity. But somehow gets the kill despite being flashed. That is just nasty. Force 1 though, they will quickly get some more kills in return to bring it back to an even situation at 4v3. There you go. Rafa, for the time being, well, so he's trying to spot out players. Hellfight is going to take down Scar God as a result, and Hellfight is going to continue holding down mid, hoping that he can find Rafa, but Rafa is not peeking out just yet. Well, that flash is going to blind Amaterasu, but I don't think he knows that there's a player playing in that position. I think he might have thought that he ended up blinding Hellfighter instead, and Amaterasu is going to be able to go forward and take out Rafa as... Okay, never mind, it was Rafa who got Amaterasu as a result. But still, a 3v2 situation in favor of Force 1. And Hellfighter playing around the boxes is only going to set up a Shivy to come and take him out rather easily. Right to ace. Good for 1 kill. Probably can get the spike down, but that's about all he can do.
Yeah, but you know, he does have the skill to pull this off over here, Floki. Look at the two players from the side of Force 1. They're so far behind. They're waiting for the plant to go down. Now they're going to go in together. Shivy and Avik, they're going to get the Neural Theft coming in as well so that they know what right away is. And now he can reposition himself because that Neural Theft came in pretty soon, actually. And now, I'm not quite sure they know where he is, but the camera is still towards that Hall's position where RVK currently is, mid-Halls. And he's not going to spot him out, though. Right to ace. This is all for him to do. He needs to make sure that he gets his first kill. He's spotted out. Flash comes in. Gets the first kill. Clutch to ace coming over here. It might just be the case over here, ladies and gentlemen. He just needs to hold it out for as long as possible. He's going to jump peek. He's going to let Shivy not defuse it. He knows he's playing around with his sword. I love this from right to ace. What a round by the veteran. This guy is definitely...
Oh boy.
Wow. This guy definitely earns the name of Clutch to Ace. And look at him. Yeah, he definitely deserves the applause from MW1 and the rest of his team as well. As Right to Waste puts up round number 11 for his team. And Floki, my word, that was an impressive 3v1 clutch.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the face of Matrasu. You could see the lower half of his face. He was just smiling. He was so happy with what Right to Ace did there. And Velocity, once again, put up another round on board for themselves as Force One are going to be in an uncomfortable bye once again. Rafa, not even going to have shields, just a bulldog to his name. 2 players playing with marshals and just 1 rifle, the Vandal, in the hands of Scar God. Meanwhile, over to the side of Velocity, they have everything in the world with a complete buffet for them over here. And there you go. MW1 going to be leading that charge, going to walk to his own brimstones. He's going to be able to get that first kill.
Oh boy.
Second one as well on Rafa and dash back out towards safety with 24 HP remaining. And now Force One, just 3 players remaining alive. It's going to come down to RVK. Can they find those kills? Shot that. Ends up finding Vibhor. Does do a lot of damage, but MW1 still finding kills. Give this man the ace. He's got the 4K. He's got 100 HP and he wants it. And there you go.
Definitely does.
Yep, they're going forward. They're taking out their knives. They're the most happy if they end up. Oh, never mind.
Oh no.
Ace away from MW1. MW1's like, guys, no. Okay, I don't need the ace. You guys can take it. Very generous.
Match point.
Humble man indeed. MW1. He didn't even go for the kill. We saw in the end he went towards B main and he just gave it up as Vibhor went and cleaned out the last man standing. And now match point, Floki. And I just want to ask you, could this be the beginning of the end?
I don't know. I mean, we've seen comebacks happen before in worse situations than these. So you really can't say it's over until it's over. But yeah, this does not look like a good buy for Force One. And on the back of that, I think it's going to be a hard round for them to win. But if they do win it, then they're going to be in a good spot. Because, yeah, I mean, they're going to be able to survive for a little while longer. To break this economy on Velocity is probably going to take a few more rounds to win. But yeah, for that, they need to win this one first. And the way things are going, I don't think they're going to be able to hold on for much longer. But the backstab is fairly quick. They are starting to come in. Nice poison cloud, going to block out that defender spawn area to be completely. And yeah, Shivi going to try to push in with his passing. He's not going to find anyone just yet. MW1 and Matarasu get down kills, make it a 3v3. And Hellfighter is going to be able to find Shivi down to a 3v2. He's going to throw his hat, try to figure out where the rest of the members of Force 1 are. And there you go. He has the information in the world to work with. Knows where RVK is, and yeah, that's all they need to do for now. Just hold on. I mean, the spike is with them. They're not really planting because they're waiting to figure out all the angles.
Yeah, there
all
it is.
Down to Knight Rider.
Yeah, it's over. I don't think Knight Rider. Oh, Knight Rider. Okay. LF in a very concocted position over there, gives away his life, and now he picks up the Marshal instead of the Guardian. But it doesn't matter because MW1 is gonna make sure that Force One do not put out any more of their tricky shenanigans on the map of Breeze, and it is gonna be the end of the journey of Force One's illustrious lower bracket run, as Velocity Gaming just completely show them that, you know what, we are the bosses over here. And honestly, Floki, I honestly have come to love Force One and the way that they've been playing in the last couple of matches. When they beat Samurai, they beat Godlike, they beat Enigma in a revenge story kind of thing. But this time around, Velocity just proved to be too much for them. Honestly, kudos and complete, congratulations to Velocity Gaming for winning this one out. But I have to give my respects to Force One to bringing their forces on all the way so far ahead, because I don't think it was an easy journey at all. And securing third place is definitely going to be something that they should be proud of, because this clearly was not an easy tournament for them. They have had to work a lot. They've improved a lot. They've come a long way, because they were beaten by Godlike before, they beat them back. They were beaten by Enigma before, they beat them back. And Force One, honestly, they have shown that they have what it takes to be in the top. Just a few more nudges and a few more, screws that they need to tighten up, and they're definitely going to be able to compete with Velocity and Global Esports right up there at the top. But yeah, let's just have a look at the match highlights to see how Velocity Gaming somehow in the end came up triumphant, which again, I would say, given that the scoreline is again, somewhere around the dominating scoreline, 13-6. It was quite a bit of a performance from Velocity again, wasn't it, Floki?
Yeah, it absolutely was. I mean, that first half looked like it could have gone in the way of Force One, but in the end, Velocity did manage to edge them out and get to a 9-3 half. So yeah, they were very comfortable going into the attacking half themselves. They had plenty of time to read what Force One were doing, and once they had the read, well, not much could stop them. I mean, they could only put 3 more rounds on board Force One Esports, and yeah, I mean, this is probably sending all these other teams a message that while they might be aspiring to, reach that top position, Velocity is no joke. They're in a league of their own along with Global Esports, and if you want to reach their level, then you're gonna have to work twice as hard. You're gonna have to, do overtime to try and take these guys down, because these guys don't go down that easy. And Velocity, well, given the way they have played so far, I feel they are going to have a much better chance against Global Esports tomorrow in the best of 5 situation. And yeah, in a best of 5, I feel like they might have a better chance, but hey, that remains to be seen. We still need to talk a little bit more about Force One before we get there. And speaking of Force One, I think they genuinely tried. They gave it their all at the end of the day,
Yeah.
but it was clear to them as well at some point that Velocity are a class apart, and they have a lot to work on before they can try to contend for that top spot in the Indian Valorant circuit.
Absolutely, and it's just that difference of level. I mean, the fact that you can see every single match that these guys play against the others, like Velocity Gaming. It's either them losing to Global Esports or Global Esports losing to Velocity, and the other teams are not really able to compete with them as much as as they would have expected to. But that's okay. This is still the first season, Floki. There's a lot more to come, and Force One, they're definitely gonna have a chance. Prove their worth again in the next season of the TEC Gauntlet, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. Because I'm pretty sure that these guys are going to be coming in with a lot more hard work this time. Like you said, they're going to have to work twice as hard. They're going to have to bring, the overtime practice sessions coming in. They need to make sure that they have everything that they need to beat out Velocity and Global Esports, who are right now making sure that they will face off each other in the final after this match. Velocity, they're going to go ahead and try to beat out Global, who were, completely backed by them in the 2-0 victory yesterday. And it's a revenge story yet again between these two titans that's going to come up. But for the moment, Velocity, you have a little bit to celebrate for sure. You made it to the grand finals of the TEC Gauntlet, but not too much celebration just as of yet, as they have a big matchup to win for what is the biggest Valorant tournament in the South Asia region, and also for the lion's share of that brilliant 13 lakh prize pool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Velocity are going to be on their tiptoes tomorrow because they are going up against Global Esports. But before we move on to that, we do have to talk about what went wrong for Force One in this game and what went right for Velocity Gaming. So let's all head on down to the analyst panel where we can discuss that with Assassin. For now, you're watching LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant.
Welcome back to the analyst desk of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin47. On the desk with me are Costas and Analyst Universe and Floki. And yeah, with the end of the Decider Finals, we now have an idea on who exactly is going to be facing off against Global Esports tomorrow for the grand finals, and it is going to be none other than Velocity Gaming. Let's take a look at the map, Veto, and look at the scores for both of these maps. 13-2 on the map of Bind and 13-6 on the map of Breeze. Let's start off with the map of Bind now, Floki. I want to ask you this. What do you think went wrong for the side of Force One Esports? I mean, we thought that they had prepared themselves.
I think the right answer is everything. Every single thing that they were hoping for didn't work out exactly the way they planned it, because Velocity were just a class apart. They've always been, infamous, or you could say famous, for running this dual controller setup of theirs. And this time around on Bind, it just looked absolutely amazing, because they just could not push at any given time. And the fact that Amaterasu was playing the Sage and he was super patient with his wall also really helped, because the utility use just shaved off so many seconds on the clock that every single time Force 1 actually got onto site, it was like 20-25 seconds remaining on the clock. So they had to clear out the site, they had to get into post-plant positions, they had to get the spike down, and they had to win their fights in a very short span of time. And I think as a result, the attacking half, it didn't go so well. They ended 11-1, I think, on the attacking half. And as a result, Velocity were just able to close out that game super easily.
Oh, interesting. Heading on over towards the series highlights now, and let's dive a little bit more deep into the analysis, right? So on the map of Bind, I want to ask you this, Universe. What do you think went wrong for the side of Force One Esports' attack? I mean, we definitely are going to get on their defense, but talking about the first half, right? We thought that their agent composition is sort of gonna help them out into getting that 4 or 5 rounds on the board that mostly or even usually we tend to see against the side of Velocity Gaming, Force One Esports. We thought that they are going to be able to eke out 4 or 5 rounds on their attack, but what went wrong?
I mean, honestly, in the beginning, I really thought Knight Rider was going to change up, and we've seen him play Brimstone on this map, but clearly it looks like they aren't really used to it. And I mean, they are used to it for sure, but it's not working out in their favor. Although it would have worked out with other teams, VLT is not a lion that you can tame that easily. And I think if they had a double duelist setup, they would have given a lot more trouble to Velocity Gaming than they did this time around. Because Rafa and Knight Rider, they have this beautiful, that duo is just so powerful, and they're just so good. And they could have caught a lot of angles for themselves, where they can cause a lot of very angled damage positions for the side of Velocity, but clearly it did not work out. And as a result, times like these where Amaterasu completely went crazy with the judge, not the usual thing you see coming in from him, but the man was the absolute MVP of that match. Every single time he was going ahead with that judge. He made sure that he got 1 kill at the bare minimum. And Velocity were just so good with the way they were holding down these sites, and they just, the fact that they let in only 1 round and only 1 round in the entire half was, a mark of respect from any side, from anybody, and Force 1. The one thing that I think did not work out the other thing that did not work out in their favor was the fact that, there was always this one thing that Rafa and his team had to work around, that they need to go in together, they need to do things together. But there were so many times where they were split up, and look at this moment right here. Okay, it became a 1v1 just because Knight Rider went back. He was healed. He could have probably taken up the fight because they had a feeling that somebody is there towards showers, and they could have pushed. But unfortunately, that they just didn't have the presence of mind to go all the way and look at it, that okay, somebody's gonna be pushing in. Nah, they're just gonna be holding it on, and it became a 1v1. And Knight Rider, he had to be forced off that angle, and unfortunately, it was just those 1v1s that they couldn't win, and they were spread out. Even though when they came as a team, also they were trying to rush in. There were just so many moments where Velocity was just so much better than them, Assassin, that they just couldn't hold on, and as a result, you can see what is up on the scoreboard. It is 13-2. One of the most dominant victories that I've seen against Force 1, for that matter. I mean, I know that they've had comebacks happening against them, but this was on a whole other level.
Floki, I want to ask you this. Do you think that Force 1 Esports' dual controller setup or their composition, they were not able to nail it as perfect as Velocity Gaming on the map of Bind?
Yeah. I think it's mostly because even though they had that double initiator and double controller setup running, at no point at watching Rafa's POV did he feel comfortable going into the site all by himself. Even though he had a couple of flashes and some information to work with, it didn't seem like it all came together perfectly in that perfect concoction. You like have a recon dart going off, you have a sky flash going off at the same time. There's so many things happening. There's so much room that your duelist gets to work with. Even though they were running that double initiator plus double controller setup, it never seemed that Rafa was able to capitalize on that because the timing was off. I mean, the record dart went a little bit independently, the wolf went in independently, the flashes went in independently. So it was more of them just not getting that timing down. And I think as a result, what Velocity managed to do was just start out on defense and to let the double controller setup do the work for them. For the side of Force 1, they had to time the utility well. And I think they failed to do that a little bit. And as a result, Rafa never really felt that he could go in without, being afraid of getting picked off from some direction or the other. It never seemed like his team was in the right position to help him out as he was entering those sites. And I feel like that's one of the biggest problems. And apart from that, of course, Amaterasu with that church is playing those close angles. You have to be just thinking about where is this guy going to be next? Is he going to be towards short? Is he going to be in marksroom? Is he going to be towards hookah? I don't know. And as a result, that constant fear that is created in the back of your mind, somewhere or the other, it slows down the play from Force 1, right? And that's all that Velocity are looking to do. Shave off those seconds, let the desperation kick in, and easy pickings for them.
Wow, that definitely was the insight that I kind of was looking forward to as well. Because I thought as if, Force 1 Esports' dual controller setup. So we know for a fact that they were running that initiator dual controller setup, but I specifically asked for the dual controller setup because I felt as if they were not able to split up the site into two in a better way than Velocity Gaming. So Velocity Gaming, they would use the Viper walls and the smokes coming in from the brimstone in such a way where they would have the advantage of just all they have to do is just move into the site, plant the spike, and then play it out for the after plant. But then I felt as if Team Force 1 Esports were not able to nail that matter. So yeah, that definitely helped. But let's head on over towards map number 2 now, the map of Breeze, where I thought that Force 1 Esports might be able to make a little bit of a difference because if I'm not wrong, although we know for a fact that Velocity Gaming did have the upper hand at the start of the map, I thought that Force 1 Esports might be able to bring it back because they did go back to their usual setup, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if Rafa is going to be on the duelist or not. The guy always tends to go ahead and frack. So I want to ask you this, Universe. What do you think about the first half of this map? Because Velocity Gaming, we are seeing them on the series highlights in front of your screens right now that they did manage to pull out the first 3 rounds in a row for themselves. And Force 1 Esports then got in a full buy, and they were able to put up a round. But then what happened?
After that, it was just honestly, I feel like Velocity Gaming had the upper hand in terms of the way that they were controlling the map, the way that they had positioned themselves, and the unpredictability about the players. Where MW1 was playing, where Amaterasu was playing. I mean, there was a stability in terms of. How Vibhor was holding on towards B as the Viper, and that's like kind of the staple thing. You would want a Viper on Breeze to hold on towards B. That's exactly what it is. And right to Ace was mostly towards the mid and A region. He was trying to be rotate. He was trying to be the rotation character because he has the healing abilities, he has the flashing abilities, he's got informational abilities, he's got everything that he needs, right? And that's exactly why he was one of the rotation characters along with Amaterasu as well. While there were two constant members of the side of Velocity stuck onto either side. And even then, when you would think that, okay, you know what, as Force 1, you're thinking, okay, you know what, Vibhor is playing towards B side, and he's going to be sticking here for a couple of rounds, and let's just go, there's going to be no Cypher tripwires. That's exactly when Velocity Gaming completely shifted up. They went and they put Halef along with Vibhor on towards B, and they held on to A side with the operator, and they had right to support MW1 over there as well. And that was an absolute beauty of a play coming in from Velocity. The way that they just shift things up, and exactly they think that F1 will be accustomed to what they're showing them so far. That is amazing strategies. The coming by Amaterasu, and that man is an absolute god. The way he the in-game leader he has been for Velocity Gaming for so long now. And honestly, Velocity Gaming, as good as they can get, they just keep surprising us every single time with the way they play. Because yesterday they lost to the Global Esports, but putting up such a performance today against Force 1, which have been quite a bit of a momentous team so far in the lower brackets, who have been beating everybody in their way. They themselves got such dominating performance coming in, but Velocity Gaming to put them back in their seats, saying, yeah, no, this is our ground now, and 13-2, 13-6 victories are not at all easy to put up. And Velocity Gaming make it look like it is so easy. It's as if it's just a walk in the park for them. And you could see that there was not one point in the entire time in Breeze where they let their foot off the gas pedal, right? There was always some push coming in, whether it be towards mid or halls or even towards A main. MW1 was there trying to rotate around these three sides. He was pushing up towards mid to right to Ace. He was there with Amaterasu towards the high mid region near the nest. He was also towards B when Vibhor needed some help, and even the mid tunnels, as well as speaking towards A main as well. So that beauty of that beauty of Velocity Gaming, trying to get that anchoring operator to get that first kill, or even if he misses out, there to immediately support him and try to make sure that trade kill comes in even if he dies, is how beautiful Velocity Gaming setups are. And it's just a notch apart from anybody else right now.
True that. And I felt as if, Velocity Gaming brought in a lot of change as well since yesterday's Breeze map against Global Esports, right? We would see MW1. He is making the aggression, but he's making it in a different way compared to yesterday against the side of Global Esports as well. And I feel like that Velocity Gaming, if I'm not wrong, might have spent the night, trying to analyze as to how exactly Force 1 Esports do tend to play out on all of these particular maps, and maybe I feel that Velocity Gaming were ready to take on Force 1 as well. But Force 1 Esports, unfortunately, we're not able to do it, and it's completely fine. They are going to be very happy with the entire performance that they have put up throughout the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. Let's take a look at the brackets now, and we want to show you guys on the update on the brackets, because that is where things get spicy, as we are going to be having a rematch now. Global Esports versus Velocity Gaming. I say it as a rematch because, yesterday we had Global Esports versus Velocity Gaming, the El Clasico of Indian Valorant, as you would love to call it, where Global Esports were able to win it out against Velocity Gaming. Now, is the tradition, or is history going to be repeated once again? Is going to be the $1 million question. And to find out, you guys have to tune in tomorrow for the grand finals of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Well, Floki, I want to ask you this. Did you expect this turn of events in the decider finals? Did you think that Global is going to face off Velocity once again in the grand finals?
I mean, perfectly honest, I'd say no. I actually thought that Force 1, with all the momentum that they have from the lower bracket, might just be able to edge out Velocity, but it turns out Velocity is just a class apart. They're in a league of their own, and as a result, Force 1 never really stood a chance. I mean, I know this sounds a little bit harsh, but let's be real here. They lost 13-2, followed by 13-6 in the lower bracket
Yeah.
final. So clearly, somewhere or the other, they are lacking, whether it be in individual mechanical skill, whether it be team play, communication, strategy, overall sense of timing and map awareness. There's something or the other is lacking that Force One need to fix before they can contest the side of Velocity. And I am surprised. I am surprised that we're seeing a rematch between Global Esports and Velocity.
Yep.
But hey, this is about as good as it gets. I mean, I think every single Indian Valorant fan is going to be pleased because this is a matchup that everyone likes watching. Global Esports versus Velocity Gaming.
That's right. They both are going to be fighting for that massive prize in the prize pool and also that shiny trophy that we revealed on our Instagram page. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing what exactly is going to happen in the grand finals tomorrow. Any closing thoughts coming out from you, Universe, before we go ahead and close out for the day?
I mean, closing thoughts are all going to be for Velocity Gaming right now because I think they're going to be feeling pretty good as they should be going in tomorrow with a lot more confidence. And Force One, honestly, good job. They should be proud of themselves for coming in so far ahead. And tomorrow is going to be quite a bit of. I think the stakes are going to be raised up a lot more tomorrow than the yesterday's match for sure because now they're fighting for that, prestige. They're fighting not just for prize pool, not just for that trophy, but also for glory over here as well. So it's just for us to see. I'm going to be very entertained by just watching the match. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen in the El Clasico tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is something that we can't wait for because it is the grand finals of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1. What an entire season we had, right? Like, what a journey. Throughout the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, we had so many amazing matches, and it all is going to come down to tomorrow on who exactly is going to go ahead and take that championship spot. We all can't wait for it. So I know for a fact that you guys don't want to miss it. And if you don't want to miss it, then please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and hit that bell notification icon to never miss another update from the Esports Club. Also, please do check out the amazing deals using the link down in the description below coming out from our lovely sponsors, LG Ultragear, WD Black, and AMD Ryzen Radeon. LG Ultragear has also got an interesting giveaway for you guys. Again, the link can be found in the description down below where you guys can stand a chance to win a brand new LG Ultragear gaming monitor. Sure that you guys don't want to miss out on that as well. So definitely do participate in the giveaway. And let us know if you guys did manage to, claim that LG Ultragear gaming monitor. For now, though, that was pretty much it for the Decider Finals. We are going to be seeing you guys tomorrow for the grand finals of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Thank you so much for tuning in for the day. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Until then, I'm your host, Assassin47, alongside Universe and Floki, our casters and analysts, and we're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow.